All right.
Started.
Yeah, what's good, people? We're here with another episode of Red Dirt Dialogues. Today we're here with Mr. Yancy. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. It's a little hot. I was out there mowing and on the zero turn, and the belt popped on me, so I gotta.
Yeah.
it was it was just in time. I mean, then I saw your message. I was like, oh, I gotta go in the house anyway.
Hey, that's how it works sometimes. How so shoot, since you already talking about the yard work. Wait, no, first I'm gonna have you introduce yourself. Give 'em a small introduction to who you are.
If y'all on Twitter, y'all know me as Mr. Yancey.
Yeah.
Instagram is arrows up. Facebook, and you know my real name.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a lot of people know me from basic community living, group economics. I stay with my people, my tribe,
Mm-hmm.
out in the country in rural Texas. Most of
Yeah.
us is from Chicago. Then we moved down from Minnesota, and then we get family members all over coming down. Want to do something different. So
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Hey, can I get you to move a little bit closer to your mic?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, let me see. This might help. Let me plug in my mic.
All right, go ahead.
Do I got any juice?
I can hear you good.
No, it's gonna charge. But anyway, all right, bet. I'll move closer.
All right. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you real good.
All right. Yeah. People I've invested in the mic. I don't think I sound like I'm in a I said the first time I sound like I was in a bathroom. So I'm trying to get a rig my studio quote unquote around here. I got some stuff. I got to do some more soundproofing of the walls, but I'm getting there, y'all. I'm getting there. Be patient with me. But shoot, go ahead. You said you out in Texas, huh?
Yeah.
Are you from? You're not from Texas, right?
No, I was born in Chicago, South Side.
Chicago.
Yeah.
So what was it like growing up in Chicago? You grew up in Chicago, right?
Yeah. Well, I was there to about 10, 11. Then we
10,
moved.
11?
Then we moved to Minnesota. Yeah, and
Wait.
Minnesota. That's the first time I ever seen like a white person in real life.
Oh yeah.
For real, for real.
Yeah.
Because Chicago is very segregated, very
Yeah.
segregated. You know what I mean? So, us and I've only seen them on TV in movies and stuff, right? And so when I get to Minnesota, and how we got to Minnesota is this,
Yeah.
and this is just the tragic truth of it. My mom realized the path that possibly seen her son going down.
Mhm.
Because of everything that was around us,
Yeah.
and my dad was more of a we go stick this out. We go stay. Da,
Yeah.
da, 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 da. My mom was like hell no. So she literally told us that we was going to the store.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we on the road.
Oh snap. She done ran off with the kid.
Man, that's literally how that happened. That's how we ended up in Minnesota. And
It's
it was
crazy,
a
but I was gonna say it's crazy, man. Hey, she probably saved your life, but it seemed crazy in the moment.
no. She really did. And I say that because I mean, stereotypically, everything that happened with family, my dad,
Mhm.
friends, was Chicago, and I more than likely being in there with the type of mindset I have, I would have been in a lot of that.
Yeah.
You see
What
what
do
I'm
you?
saying?
Well,
Because
go
I'm
ahead.
not a person. I'm a person that I'm a eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth person.
Mm. Oh
So
yeah,
you
I know.
you know what I'm saying? So when
Mm.
all those bodies start dropping,
Yeah.
as I would have got older, I would have pursued those things. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
And that's just and I'm like that now. That's just my personality because I
Yeah.
believe I believe in family, I believe in community, and I
Mm.
believe in people protecting their space and their people. You
Mm.
see what I'm saying? And when I say that,
Understand.
I'm talking about my family, my community.
Mm.
Not the vast majority, but what I call mine. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't know much about. I mean, I don't know much about Chicago except for what I see on TV, hearing music, and then you got it's mostly like I would say like on the right, it's used as a talking point. And so like it's hard to know what's real and what's just propaganda. But
Yeah.
I do know there's a lot of violence. I mean, it's been that way since the beginning, really.
I mean, when you, it is what it is. It's like human nature.
Yeah.
When you stick folks on the bottom, You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And you put them all together.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is gonna happen? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it is used as a talking point, but it's like this is human nature.
Yeah.
It ain't color specific. You could put the people at the bottom, no matter what. Put them together
Yeah.
and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. For real. I always tell folks anyway. I be like, man, I don't think black folks. This is just my personal opinion. I was like, I don't think black folks supposed to be up that far north. I think we supposed to be in a little bit warmer climates, man.
I I believe that now, especially coming
Yeah.
to Texas. I'm like
Yeah.
this, and understand, especially getting to understand the South because, like I said, my people's Chicago via Mississippi, but
Mm-hmm.
I was born in Chicago, so that's all I knew was Midwest and then up north.
Yeah.
But now that I'm here, first of all, I used to make fun of my older brothers and sisters all the time because they was born in Yazoo, Mississippi.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, y'all so country. Like
Yeah.
when we talk about like hunt, like things like dinners and everything, they go get that food. They go out there and
Mm-hmm.
go hunt that food and go and bring it back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, y'all don't have to do that no more. It's stores. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I used to make fun of them for a
Mm-hmm.
long time. But then here I am, 7 years. We move out here, and I just feel at home. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm supposed to always been here, and I like the people. The people are to me are way more genuine
Mm-hmm.
than northern folks.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
I hear that a lot.
Um, and so it's like, yeah, I tell everybody back up there. I said I don't think we supposed to be up there. You know,
I'm saying.
come on, yo, come on.
Yeah. Come on below the Mason Dixon.
Yeah,
we ain't gotta
like
flee. We ain't gotta flee north no more. Come on down. This home right here.
yeah, come on home. You know what I'm saying? Because you start to see the difference between southern folks and northern folks.
Hmm.
And then it's like, I like the southern folks and southern cultures
Yeah.
a lot better than I do northern.
Hmm. It's the hospitality, and then like I know some people they're like, oh, there's racism in the South, and I'm like, it's not as much as they put on to be, but also if it is, it ain't gonna hide itself like it does in the North. Like it's gonna be straight out front. And you gonna know what it is. It ain't gonna take you by surprise.
Exactly. And people like, oh, you one of them that think that's cool. I said, yeah, so I know what I'm dealing with.
Exactly. I respect. I
Yep.
tell people I respect the open races than I do
Yeah.
the closet races because at
Yeah.
least
I don't want to. I want to be called all these names and all this other craziness. If something go wrong, now I'm
mm.
a black ass this and this and this.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, where that come from?
Because old Jimbo, he called me a nigga from the jump, and then, so I knew what it was. I said, okay, I'm not hanging with him.
Yeah, that's it.
Like,
You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to deal with passive aggressive stuff down here, and I
yeah,
and I, and I appreciate that.
because I hear that a lot from folks in corporate gigs, like buddies I got. They'll talk about it's. I don't want to make it political, but they'll say the white liberal women. They're like the way they operate is crazy. Like they'll try to befriend you as soon as you say something that's like outside the norm. Then you get called all kinds of different names. They probably won't call you a coon straight to your face, but it's something. And then they'll
Oh
quick
yeah,
to play. Then they'll be quick to play the victim on you, and you know
oh
how
yeah.
that go.
I know how that go. I know how that go. So yeah, I agree with you on that. I
Yeah,
believe we belong southern or somewhere else. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And then it's
Somewhere
another.
tropical, somewhere warm, somewhere
Yeah,
because people don't believe me when they think it's bad or seriously racial when I say, look,
yeah.
our just the science in our bodies, we're not meant to eat like white folks. We can't.
Exactly.
We don't. They have more acid in their stomachs. So,
Hmm.
and there's a reason the foods that we eat affects us a lot differently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we be more obese and have
Hmm.
diabetes and all these issues. Why?
Yeah.
Because we can't eat like they eat. And that's and
Exactly.
I that's I don't think that's a bad thing to say. That's just being honest.
Yeah.
And so it's
Scientific.
like, yeah, don't blame me. Hey, blame the science.
Blame the science. We supposed to trust the science, except for when it goes against our own preconceived notions.
Exactly. Exactly. They've been saying trust the science, and then when I
Yeah.
trust the science and I present it, that's racist. Well,
Yeah.
that's we. It's just biologically we are not the same.
Hmm. Because I didn't even know. I remember somebody was telling me about the reason. I think they said the reason like Native Americans they got addicted so bad to alcohol was because the way their body digests the fruits. It's like their body holds on to it a lot
Yeah.
longer than ours does.
Yeah.
And so when they discovered it, it just like when they discovered, I mean, when it came up on them, it just ruined. It did them a lot worse than it did, the settlers that they came in contact with.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Yeah,
might not have been the fairest. I don't think the settlers were like, "Hey, let's get them drunk and this we're gonna make them all winos." It's like, no, hey, had this, and then they were like, "Oh, okay."
it's just things affects people differently, and I
Hmm.
don't. That's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? But that
Yeah,
does that when you say that, it pushes against narratives of we're all just the same, and it's like,
uh,
well, no, we can respect one another's differences.
yeah. Because aren't black people? I think I might be wrong, but aren't black people more lactose intolerant? I know I can't handle it.
More, I mean, statistically, they say more black people is. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm fine with it. Don't bother me, but I know a lot that you know what
yeah.
I'm saying that have serious issues.
Oh, it bothers me, but I'm hard headed. I gotta have me some ice cream.
Like, you just like I deal with the repercussions, huh?
Yeah,
Just
yeah. I like it too much. I don't drink milk though, but I the milk products, everything else. Yeah, that's me.
yeah, I try to do almond milk for the family, you know what I mean? But of
Yeah.
course, when all you know is regular, you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
regular milk, especially with the older the older
Yeah,
ones, you know what
yeah.
I'm saying, it affects the younger ones. I don't
Yeah.
let it affect my youngest. All she
Hmm.
knows is almond milk
Yeah,
and coconut milk. That's it.
yeah. We rock with the almond milk too, but my son got a peanut. He got a nut allergy, so then we got to keep both.
Ah, gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha. And
I do.
I was get into my son that's going to the Navy.
Yeah,
He'd be like, milk is just delicious for you. It does
yeah.
the body good. I said, well, scientifically they've proven that is false.
Yeah.
Why you don't see any more milk commercials because of that?
Hmm.
It's false.
And if
So
you're
it's
gonna
not.
drink it, don't pasteurize it. Like get it straight from the source.
That's all. Or get you some goat milk if you go. You know what I
Goat
mean?
milk. Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't had it, but I heard about it. You have any goats on the land?
Oh, we don't. I'm trying to get my wife to let me get some goats up in here.
No.
We was supposed to get some little baby ones, but honestly, I didn't do what I needed to do and
Mm.
make a space for them. So I want some goats. But see, I'm
Mm.
if my wife would let me, I would be like Ace Ventura. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you
Just
sound like me. You
yeah,
sound
let
like
all and see, let them be in the house. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Let's just roam and let's just live together. She's like, hell
They're gonna have a bison walking behind you. I
no.
see.
She be talking crap about my Cane Corso. Jade is a
Yeah.
big dog, right?
Oh, I
And
love those.
I say, I'm gonna get a goat around here, and it's gonna be ramming you. Then what?
Mm.
You ain't gonna be talking then. It's gonna
Yeah.
just ram. But
So
yeah,
right now you just got a dog.
it's dogs, chickens, and there's cattle around us and stuff like that.
Okay.
Um, and of course, I my daughter's been wanting a horse.
Yeah.
I have a horse. I have a fear for horses.
Uh,
Had I'm
what was
working
that?
on it.
How you get a fear of horses of all things?
Oh, you want to go down this?
Yeah, yeah. Let's hear
so
that. I
so
want to hear
think
that.
so I'm like this. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like horses have been in bondage pretty much their whole existence to humans.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, what if one day they just start to, what, we're about to liberate ourselves, right? And here's the thing: every time somebody gets me to lower that thought and say, look, we
Yeah.
finna go ride a horse, we about to do something with a horse.
Hmm.
News strikes. A horse kills somebody or kicks something, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man.
And I'm like this, look at God. God don't want me to
Yeah.
have no horse. Yes. I kid you not. And we was going to we was buying something from somebody out here. And the lady had horses. And I'm sitting here, I'm getting comfortable, nice little horse. And I'm
Yeah.
talking, I'm videoing. And then he tried to bite my ear off.
Oh snap. He was just
I
gonna
said,
nibble on
see,
it a little bit. That's it.
yeah, nah. And then my homegirl got a horse. And she was like, here's some stuff to feed it. Well, I
Mhm.
feed it, and he's like, ah. And she was like, no, you got to hold your hand. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
nah. He tried to take a finger. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is violence. But
I
I've
can
been
picture. Go
I've
ahead.
been
Go
spending a
ahead. Go.
little time. I've been spending a little time with this horse. His name is Nugget. He's a
Yeah.
Palomino, and
Mm.
that's been really helping me a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yeah.
man, these animals are seriously super nice, and they
Yeah.
definitely can sense your energy. You know what I'm saying? What you putting out to calm you down. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So that's changing things. So I want to get a Palomino horse for my baby and
Yeah.
for myself. And it's just when you have land like this, it's like you really got to find things to do and find
Hmm.
things to make the experience a lot more better.
Yeah,
That's just what it is.
yeah. I think Animal. You read Animal Farm? I feel like Animal Farm would have gave you nightmares.
So every 4th of July, we throw a big
Yeah,
shindig. We throw a big
yeah.
shindig out here. So we bring a petting zoo out here too, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So it was this little small horse. Well, this horse got loose, and it just
yeah,
started running around the lane.
yeah.
I'm grabbing rifles and everything. Like, you better get it.
He about to
Like, you
make
better
you
get
turn it
it.
into
Is you
glue.
ready? You ready? Like, y'all, the lady just trying to run and grab. They had to
Yeah,
jump in the trucks and drive and try to catch. Yeah, man. And so I'm fine with, and I love animals. That's the thing. I love animals. I do.
yeah.
Uh, and I'm fine with them being in their space, but in my space, that's totally different. Especially like horses. If you know what I'm saying. But
Mm,
anything else, I got tarantulas, lizards. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying, and stuff like, I'm good. I don't do snakes, whatever.
yeah,
I don't mind it. But it's like something about horses.
yeah.
It's just like but I'm getting there, like I said, because I'm gonna get one. So
See, yeah,
get two. I get two. You gotta get more than one thing.
hmm
Yeah.
you mind like I like animals too, and like you said with like how you said with horses, I'm like that with spiders. Like I love spiders. I love all the insects, but I do not want spiders on me. Like it's just something about them.
See,
I'm just like, ooh, don't put it
I
on
don't
me.
mind them. I got bit by my tarantula right here
Yeah.
a few years ago because somebody was overly excited, and then it
Hmm.
freaked out the tarantula
Oh
and it
yeah,
bit down
yeah.
into my hand. Well, it's like it wasn't one of the ones that can kill me. So
Hmm.
your hand just go numb about
Hmm.
10 minutes, and then that's it.
Yeah. Well, see, but you said rat mice. You don't like those or
Well, I
snakes?
mean, I don't. No, I don't. Snakes. Snakes is like, I know snakes get a bad rep. I don't mind them. See,
Yeah.
the thing is, I wouldn't have them in the house. I don't mind them being
Okay.
outside, only because I understand like they eat the field mice and everything
Yeah.
else. So I'm like,
Okay.
hey, they like employees for me, like contractors.
Yeah.
They do your thing.
Yeah.
That's why I
Yeah.
had a post up there when I killed one. I
Hmm.
was like, damn, it was one. It was a big one too.
It was.
I
Yeah.
was like, because it clears the field mice. It keeps
Yeah.
the mice out your house. So
Yeah. I just recently saw this lady. She was allowing the rat snake to stay in her chicken coop because all it'll do is it'll eat an egg or two. But she was
yeah.
like, if that's what it takes so I can keep the mice out, then I'll keep it in there. And then
Hmm.
it was laying right beside the chicken. The chicken didn't even care. So I was just like, shoot, yeah, she got a free pet like that.
Yeah. And that's a big learning curve when you move from the city out to the country.
Yeah.
You really start to see nature. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You really start to understand the role of nature in different animals. So it's like, you wouldn't keep a rattlesnake in the city, but you
Yeah.
would keep it if you got land and you got animals, especially
Mhm.
if it's protected and those animals, for the simple fact, like, because we lost a few roosters and hens to
Yeah.
coyotes and prey
Yeah.
birds.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? It's like you start to understand the circle of life.
Yeah. Shoot, that sounds pretty cool, man. I want to get some land. So you recently moved there, right? How long you been living where you
We've been out
staying
here
now?
3, 4 years now.
3, 4 years.
Yep.
And if you don't mind me asking, how many acres did you buy?
It started with 12 and a half.
12 and a
So
half.
yeah, so yeah, we started with 12 and a half. When COVID hit,
Yeah.
well, I've been saying this for a while, for a long time. My family, like, look, it'll make it easier for everybody if we all just stay together. That way, those that are behind
Hmm.
and being responsible adults, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
When something hit, we ain't got to go bail them out. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
As a family, it ain't a, oh, this person needs this for their rent and blah 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 blah. Da, da, da. It's like,
Hmm.
nah, look, let's just get some land
Yeah.
and let's just community live, right?
Yeah.
That been saying that forever. That's something my great grandfather wanted for us as well. So
Hmm.
I just was echoing those things, and
Yeah.
then COVID happened, and people, they somehow they got it, they understood.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Oh.
it originally started with the 12 and a half,
Yeah.
and we just wanted to start there for the simple fact. I'm about to say who was pulling through here. Because you're taking city folks and
Hmm.
you putting them in outside city limits in the
Yeah.
country. You know what I'm saying? In the
That's
country.
culture change. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it's a completely different way of life. So it's like, let's start small. That way we can see if we like this. If we don't like this, we up out here. and
Yeah.
then we just have 12.5 acres.
Yeah.
Well, it's like we got out here, and then we had to start making a decision. You know, we inner city folks, so of course we still have this material thing. Like we
Mm-hmm.
want the big house, we want
Yeah.
the car, da da da, and you start to realize that the math don't be mathing. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, cool. My wife and I, we can pay for our home. Let's go build a bardominium.
Yeah.
Well, on 12.5 acres, that made the taxes go up.
Oh, okay.
Mind you, we have, like, right here on this 12.5 home we're on right now, it's
Mm.
9 homes.
Yeah.
So we have to do that 9 times,
Yeah.
make the taxes go up. And then everybody else, they can't just pay for their
Mm-hmm.
home outright. So
Yeah.
what those lien holders want to do, every lien holder wants to attach that loan to the land.
Yeah.
And where we are, we're in Johnson County. So every home needs its own acre,
Yeah.
right? So let's say you come out here and you build a house, crazy, stupid house, and you're like, no, I don't like living out here. Or it's just something happened and you and your family roll.
Yeah.
So and you default on the mortgage.
Yeah.
Well, that lien holder can now come take that acre.
Man.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like nah, we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
And so we had to really re-educate ourselves, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when we got into manufactured homes and mobile homes.
Okay.
Well, with mobile homes, they don't raise the taxes.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
it's like, you know what? If we just pay cash,
Mm-hmm.
then ain't no lien holder, can't nobody come get nothing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And it's registered as a compound.
Yeah.
And so how that works, excuse me, like I said, we got 9 out here now on this first 12.5,
Yeah.
and everybody got their own acre. All the houses is paid for. It paid
Yeah.
cash. The house I'm in right now is a little bit under 2,300 square feet. We
Yeah.
paid 34,000 for it,
Yeah.
and we renovated. And three of the homes out here that are single wides, we got those for free,
Okay.
because what else you learn when you move out here is people own land, and sometimes they move on, and it just
Yeah.
be a house out there they just won't go.
Oh, snap.
Or if you buying a double wide or triple wide, you be like, and my mom, she's a smooth operator. You
Yeah.
know that lady from Chicago for real.
Yeah.
She she could talk anybody to anything. She'd be like, well,
Yeah.
look, I'm already buying this one. Why don't you give me that one for free?
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? It need work and da da da. Help
Mm-hmm.
you out, get it off your lot.
Yeah. Smooth
So
operator.
yeah, and so that's how that happened. And we just renovated the houses.
Yeah.
Nobody. So we was originally just paying the mortgage for the 12.5, and
Mm-hmm.
that's it. None of the houses. Now,
Okay.
when you do it this way, it is. I'm not for to lie to you. It is a lot of money
Yeah.
because you're not taking out loans. We paying cash for this stuff,
Yeah.
and then you have to. You got a choice. Either you can come off the county's water, or you can start digging a well.
Yeah.
Well, here where we are on this original 12.5, it's a lot of bedrock under here.
Yeah.
So when we started the plumbing, when we started the electrical, we were just breaking those big tools. We was breaking everybody's
Mm-hmm.
tools. So when the
Yeah.
well people came out, they was like, "Look, for you guys to have a well, it's going to be 30,000 plus per, thirty
Yeah.
thousand per,
Yeah.
just because of what we have to dig and the amount of tools we're going to break." Yikes! So we bypassed that.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own septic, so that's
Mhm.
$8,000 a piece.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then we have
Yeah.
to bring electric to everybody's house,
Mm-hmm.
so that's a cost. And then we have to put lights out, so that's a cost. And then
Mm-hmm.
since we're going off the county water, it was one original house on the land that we originally going to tear down, but we ended up renovating for my cousin.
Okay.
Um, that's that. Let's just say a pipe half-inch service that house.
Yeah.
Well, you add 9 more homes to the land,
Mm-hmm.
that pipe has to get bigger.
Yeah.
So alone that pipe, that making that part bigger, was 8 grand by itself.
Man.
So just these are the original 9 homes. We probably got
Yeah.
half a million into it.
Sheesh.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
that's a
saying?
lot of it's a big investment.
It is, and so you start to think. Like I said, I like community living, but
Yeah.
it's a whole that's a whole other task to that as well, because like I said, you living with your family, your friends, and
Yeah.
everybody don't really be on the same page all the time, or
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying. And it's just different mindsets of where people are in their
Yeah.
life and what's priorities and if they got principles and values, or let's
Hmm.
just be honest, we trying to kill the ratchetness and
Yeah.
become, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying.
Hmm.
So that's a whole other thing.
Yeah. It's like what they say. You can take the person out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the person. So you
No,
gotta.
seriously. No, seriously. That's mainly what you deal with.
Yeah. Cause sometimes like I be trying not to get hood. I'm from the hood. I'm in a gated community now. We in apartments in the gated community, but like coming up, it was the hood. And so you hanging with the dope boys and all this and that, and so you pick up those ways. But I'm like, all right, I had to change because I didn't want to carry some of those things to and instill them in my kids. I was
Right.
like, I still got a little hood in me, but I'm trying to be more of a suburban dad. Well, eventually I want to move to the country. Like I want to go ahead and tell you right now, you've been an inspiration to me on seeing your stuff on the timeline, seeing the progression you've been making. Because what you're doing right now is what I would like to do in the future. Because
Yeah.
like you said, some people behind. I'm technically behind, but I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to get knowledge. Like you talking right now, you just educating me on things that I have to learn that I'll probably have to go through in the future. Because the thing about me and my wife, I want to live in the country. She wants to stay somewhere close to the city. I'm pretty sure, like where we live now, we'll be able to find a nice compromise.
Mm-hmm.
But recently, I've been thinking, like going the land route, buying some land and just building a house on that. And like you said, the option, a double wide or triple wide, is never out of the realm of possibilities. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure she's not going to move in a brand. I mean, an old one, but a new one, she might be more susceptible to giving into
And the,
that.
new- and the new ones are super nice. I'm not gonna lie to
Yeah,
you. It's like we went through all of that, and I just
yeah,
like, you know what? I'd rather not have, especially what we was taking on. I was like, let
hmm,
me not have a mortgage or a big bill. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because when you come from the city, you have this mindset because that's all you know is, look, man, we got to show up, and show out. So we need the big house,
hmm,
we need the nice car. Da, 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 da. That's
yeah,
why I posed this question weeks ago to people like, look, if you can get 20 plus acres, but you had to live in let's say an RV or a trailer with you. When I asked that to a lot of folks
yeah,
like us, yes, they
hmm,
be like, nah, I don't want to do no trailer or no RV. And I'm like, why?
yeah,
Like, why? Like, it's about the liberty and the freedom. Like, look, out here, nobody cares.
hmm,
You see what I'm saying? They care about the
yeah,
land. They care about the land
exactly.
for real. Like what you live in or what you drive. Now, I'm not. You gotta have it. You should have a truck,
Yeah,
but
yeah, got one.
otherwise, don't nobody care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? People got millions of dollars into farm equipment. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Just to maintain their land. Like what you driving and how big your house is like, eh. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it don't really
So you
matter.
have to, you really have to retrain your mind of, and just get rid of the stupid shit that don't matter. You
Hmm.
realize really what really don't matter.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? What you should not, what's been how you've been chaining yourself to stupid shit.
yeah. And I think people still got that picture of like, because I know some of us, like even around here, like we grew up, cousins or aunts or somebody they had a trailer, but like trailers now are not the trailers then. Like there's been some improvements,
Yeah. No,
like it,
serious.
and then like you said, you can always add to it, right? Like you can always
Yeah.
put something on it. And
Yeah.
does it does it does it affect the taxes when you do that?
No, because it's still movable.
Oh, okay. See,
You see what I'm saying? It's still movable. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
that's the kicker. So it really depends. Like even now, I see a lot of posts so through Facebook, Instagram, people selling family compounds, and of
yeah,
course they got the big house and everything like that. Houses on them, like 5 to 10 houses.
yeah,
And I tell people, do you want that tax obligation?
yeah.
Because I would think when you do something like this, it's about now you start to play the tax game. You start to
Hmm.
limiting your tax obligation for real.
Yeah,
So even with us getting a tax exemption, an ag exempt, and a wildlife
yeah.
exemption. So I guarantee I tell people, cool. You stay in the suburb, you stay on a quarter acre, you pay $500,000 for your house, or
Hmm.
anywhere from 250 to $500,000 for your house, right?
Yeah.
You pay way more taxes than I do.
Hmm. It's
You
crazy.
know, because you have no recourse to that to lessen that obligation. I
Yeah.
do. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just for me having land and it being wildlife on the land and it
Mm-hmm.
being a certain amount of acreage and me throwing some cattle on it, some chickens,
Yeah.
get ag exemption. So it takes
Yeah.
them taxes down to under $1,000 a year.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
then that's when we start stretching out. More land, more land, more land. So it's like it started becoming a tax game because it's like we have businesses, we have real estate, and we want to lessen all of that tax obligation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when it's like, oh, let's keep buying land. Let's
Yeah.
keep buying land, and that's gonna help us offset that. So it becomes a game. That's
Yeah.
all. You learn the tax game, and it's
Yeah.
like, you know what? Some debt is good debt. So
Yeah.
I rather take on the debt of 2,000 acres
Yeah.
as long as it's off, so I ain't got to pay taxes.
Yeah. It just that just makes too much sense.
You know what I'm saying? Because if we got when you got properties in four states, and you run a workforce in 6 states, it's a lot of taxes involved.
Hmm.
See what I'm saying? And so you got to think, okay, how can I lessen the overall obligation of this portfolio?
Yeah.
And since our base here is in Texas, it's add land and
Yeah.
keep adding land.
Man, that's a great plan. I hope everybody else. I'm gonna have to rewatch this, write some stuff down, take some notes. But I hope other people listening, man, they learn and it blesses you. I hope you just bless them. I hope they take it to heart, take it to mind, and invest and put it in their families. Now
Yeah.
I want to go into group economics. I know a little bit about, like, I know a service level amount. Could you what explain what group economics is and how you implement it in your life?
Okay. First, sit down with family, friends, whoever your community, your tribe is. That's why I always
Yeah.
talk about. Hey, find your tribe. It don't matter what
Hmm.
they look like.
Yeah.
Just find your tribe, and they
Yeah.
ain't got to be family because that's some people just can't roll with their family like that.
Yeah. Some family
So
toxic.
find your tribe, right?
You just not noticed she was back there running around.
No, I know. I noticed that.
Oh.
Mia, go put some clothes on, baby. Go ahead. Thank you.
Mommy and my daughter.
I love you too,
Oh
baby.
yeah, especially.
So you get your group together, right? And y'all have
Yeah.
to form principles and values as a group.
Yeah.
And then you come up with a plan. And
Yeah.
then you have to execute that plan. Now, this is when the plan kind of gets into detail because everybody has to do something.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just say it's 5 families. You know what I mean? Okay. Now, probably most likely everybody got kids. It's gonna
Yeah.
be at least anywhere from 2 to 4 kids in that scenario.
Yeah.
Well, what we gonna do with the kids? Okay, who is willing to stay back and become a daycare provider?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Uh, and who's gonna go out to work?
Hmm.
And what are we putting this money in for? So
Hmm.
for us, it's like this: need somebody to stay behind to watch the kids, educate the kids. Everybody else go out and work, and what we go look for is a duplex or a single family home, preferably a duplex or a quadplex, whatever. Right? You want that, so that's the plan. Everybody's working towards that goal. That's simple. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And how it starts to break down is okay. We all ain't moving unless we all can move.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So start looking around the city uh, for a duplex or more, or a building,
Hmm.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
All the money is going to that. So what happened for us is you go from the projects, and then you say, oh, like my father couldn't read, couldn't write, but he knew how to do construction from
Yeah.
top to bottom, knew how to do everything. So they end up picking up duplexes, 2 duplexes in a single family home, same block.
Okay.
Renovate the house. So now we all move from projects to these houses,
Yeah.
right? And so okay, now the plan comes in. Okay, we got somewhere to stay. We out of the crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
somewhere together. All right. So what's next?
Wait,
Okay,
I
now,
want to. So you're owning the duplex. You're not renting it, right? You're owning it.
right, right.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, and this is just the truth. In any major city, especially like Chicago, this
Yeah.
Detroit, New York, whatever, inner city,
Yeah.
there's abandoned spots
Yeah.
that are just eyesores for the city.
Hmm.
So you go to the city or whoever owns them and say, hey, what it will take for us to get it off your hands?
Yeah.
For us to take, you know what I'm saying? And of course, for the city, it's like, well, it's just sitting there and it's an eyesore and it's just making everything bad, blah blah blah. So you go
Mm-hmm.
come off of it fairly cheaply. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Then you would. You see what I'm saying? Uh, and you go from there. Renovate those bad boys up. You move in or you choose not to move in, but we all moved,
Yeah.
right? And from there, you go more into depth into the plan. All right, what's the next phase of this plan?
Mm-hmm.
Well, commercial real estate.
Okay.
Because now you have to build some type of residual. Well, residual coming in, all right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this could be anything. This could be anything. I'm just saying what works for us. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Get into all that. So you're executing every step of the way. You just execute. All the money, all your money is not. So let's say you go to work. All your money is not going into the pot because you're
Yeah.
still an individual as well.
Mm-hmm.
However, it is a certain set amount. Like, hey, this goes to the pot for the group
Yeah.
economics
So the
because
budget is important. Yeah.
correct. The budget is very important. And then when you start to do these things, you kind of get smarter how you set things up in
Mm.
trust and corporations, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But it's like you start off with principles and values as a group. The group dictates these things. The group
Mm-hmm.
goes over what the plan is,
Mm.
and y'all execute. You execute that plan, and you
Yeah.
keep executing. You keep executing, and it's like you put your children in place where it's like, look, I need y'all to learn about this, and as far as the business and how to move things, you
Yeah.
know. So it was for one person, it was like, I need you to understand money and taxes.
Mm-hmm.
For you, I need you to learn how to build. I need you to learn how to do electricity. I need you to learn how to do general construction. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how it works really. And so
Yeah.
you literally take Arab, Jewish,
Mm-hmm.
Korean, Chinese. You take those blueprints, those
Yeah.
successful blueprints that's already out there, and
Mm-hmm.
you just implement it. And
Yeah.
like I said, you come up to the point where it's like, okay, this amount of money each month or every paycheck goes into the big pot
Mm-hmm.
because we have our sights set on that over there for that, and that means something of value. It's not a liability, it's an asset
Yeah.
because you're trying to move forward. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying? So it becomes a financial literacy thing. It becomes a delayed gratification. And like I
Yeah.
said, the budget, you have to realize the bigger plan. What you would deal with a lot of people, and this is where it got sad for me because it was
Yeah.
just a lens, just you looking at things with through a rose-colored lens, and you
Yeah.
just like, whoa, you understand that a lot of people can't follow,
Yep. Yeah.
especially with that type of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Especially, when you're coming from the bottom, it's not like you have a lot of money to work with. So
Yeah.
you mean to tell me even the little money I have is
Mm-hmm.
dictated already spoken for? Well, I can't just
Yeah.
go out and go buy some clothes, buy something.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like that type of discipline,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll be shocked. It's like, hey, but this is for the whole, so we can
Yeah.
all get to this point. So these things right now wouldn't even be a problem later on.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want that type of instruction, that type of direction. That's what I'm saying. And that's it's the sad part about it because it's like,
Yeah.
look, we at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got shit. Like, and this
Exactly.
and this is gonna guarantee
Mm-hmm.
that we do have something later.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want to do that. And
Yeah.
it'd be
That's
like
all.
this, like that. It'd be heartbreaking because it's like
Mm-hmm.
that makes no sense.
Yeah. This ain't something you could just start with a buddy. Like this ain't this. These got to be like friends, ride or die. Like and people you trust. Like I mean, the ones that'll come running whenever you call. Trust.
That's why I talk about men and brotherhoods because I
Yeah.
start to realize that's another thing as far as on the man perspective. You start to
Yeah.
realize a lot of men don't have a lot of brotherhoods or
True.
people that they can trust if shit hit the fan, if
Yeah.
something happened to them that they trust their family with, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like you don't have that person that can. I got friends that can call. I can call at 10 a.m. Then I got my brotherhood. I can call at 2, 3, 4 a.m. and
Yeah.
say,
Yeah. Yeah.
"Yo,
Yeah.
I got a problem."
Yeah.
You see what
I'm
so that's the
stepping up. Go
difference.
ahead.
It's a trust thing, and you realize a lot of people don't trust like that,
Yeah.
and it's like, and then that for me, because I wasn't thinking of it politically or anything, those type of things. I didn't get
Yeah.
into that political stuff until really I hit Twitter and I started to kind of open my just to see that purview of the right
Yeah.
versus left thing, and you
Yeah.
start to see certain characteristics that certain parts of the aisle point out
Yeah.
that you never seen like that, but you like this. Oh, that's what they talking
Mm.
about.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And but then it's like you realize, I'm gonna say as a black person, you realize that dang, a lot of us, especially when we're at the bottom, we don't trust one another. To build
Mm.
together.
Yeah.
You know, we use the excuse of that's too long, da 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 blah blah blah. It's like, well, time is gonna pass anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So why does it matter? What you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I said that to say this. So I was blessed enough at 18, um, 19. I worked at a country club. I
Okay.
was shining shoes in a country club. It's the oldest country club in Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's called Town and Country Club. Now there's all it is federal judges, defense
Mm-hmm.
lawyers, and doctors at this spot.
Yeah.
Right? No prosecutors. You know what I'm saying? Just
Mm-hmm.
listen to what I said. All federal judges, defense
Yeah.
lawyers, and doctors. That's it.
Yeah.
That is it. And so I learned a whole bunch. My first day there, I get there, it's cocaine and about $40,000 on the table.
Golly.
Right? And it shook me up because I'm thinking country club, going to higher societies, blah blah,
Yeah.
da, 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 better humans.
Yeah. Yeah. Nope.
I quit just quit because, like I said, background where I'm from and what I know. All I know is all the bad people look like you and I,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's just the honest truth, right? And
Yeah.
so well, I get in there and they totally open my mind to, oh, this is not a racial thing at all. It's not, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And now this is where, with that said, I learned a lot from these people.
Yeah.
When I say a lot of the things I saw them having, and just the freedom. I said, look, I want that. I want to learn how to make that lazy money.
Yeah. Let the money work for you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Even though like because like I said, the family we're already doing this group economics thing with the
Mm-hmm.
execution of the plan, but it's like I was raised to expand that plan. Now
Yeah.
it's like when you don't have those type of experiences,
Mm-hmm.
or you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
oh, you know what I mean, you don't have that access, so you don't really know. You just kind of guessing, just throwing darts at the
Yeah.
wall, see what sticks, or you
Yeah.
just listening to people, you know what I'm saying, throwing their pitches.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here. I'm shining shoes, right? I'm like, well, I have access now.
Mm-hmm.
These people are doing very well for themselves.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me start asking questions. So this
Mm-hmm.
is when I learned about the life insurance thing. This is when I learned about stocks.
Yeah.
And they flat out told me it was one guy. Um, he was a defense. He was in Wisconsin. He owned
Yeah.
over 600 acres, right?
Yeah.
And when the lawyers, he was growing weed, and he got caught up. And the
Dang.
lawyers there, they got him off.
Yeah.
And this is what they told me. They said, "Look, Antoine, if it's weed, we can get you off anything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is gonna be complicated."
Yeah.
I'm sitting now. Now, this is where I'm like, of course, I wasn't getting into all that. I'm like, I come from, I'm good.
Yeah.
I just need the knowledge on the other end.
Yeah. Yeah.
So their direction was like, all right, we just need you to listen and apply. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, shit, I've been doing that my whole life. That's what our family been doing is what's the
Mm-hmm.
plan, execution, apply.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so they taught me about the insurance game as far as it's a process, not a product. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Meaning the life insurance thing. You know, how to use that as your own bank, how to move, you know what I'm saying? And how to put your money into tax havens, pretty much.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They taught me that. They taught they the ones I was 17-year-old dad, of
Yeah.
course, whatever. And they the one got me into Apple. I'd say
Okay.
I took one of them income tax checks we got,
Yeah.
doing the Apple. Just doing the
Okay.
Apple. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, didn't know nothing about none of that. But they
Yeah.
was like, look, we just need you to listen. We just need you to hear what we saying and just apply.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Cool. And I didn't see the fruits of any of all of that and understand it until I was 30. So I was
Okay.
32.
So
Because
almost
that's when
15 years. from
Yeah, because
17 to
that's
13.
yeah 13, 14. Because then it came into fruition. I was like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
Where you don't have to go to I don't have to go to a bank to
Mm-hmm.
ask me for to do anything, stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
call up a policy and say, yo, I need da da da.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mr. Yancey, where you want it? You have it in 5 to 7 days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it's like
Yeah.
that's when I understood the whole dividend parts of that too.
Yeah.
Of everything that it's making is tax free. You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? Everything you everything you throwing into this is making this money tax free. And
Yeah.
you getting your payout every quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Lazy money. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
The money.
And I just so I took this, run back to of course, as I'm doing this, I'm telling about them, I'm telling the group,
Yeah.
telling the fan, you know what I'm saying? And so we just add all this information and I connected folks with my parents and other adults. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's like so now we're learning whole different ways of bringing in income where we just ain't gotta bust our butt to work to go get a piece of property or anything like that.
Yeah.
We can use other vehicles to do the same thing with less, you know what I'm saying, work and less leaving ourselves out there for legal action, so to speak,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
something happens. And that's what we got to learn about how we can function and how we to conform things.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're talking about a group of people and you're buying properties and
Yeah.
got a bit running a business and you start getting commercial real estate stuff like that,
Yeah.
then we talk about a lot of liability issues. Well, we were ignorant to those points, to those facts. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying about the liability and how you're leaving yourself open on this
Yeah.
end of the business. So me going in and shining shoes
Yeah.
at 19 to 22, it was like when it's like I'm gonna be shining shoes, like what the
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But it's like it wasn't a whole chair thing and me shining da da da. Like I said, it was a golf course, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
I'm cleaning off cleats, you know what I'm saying, replacing them. Then they
Mm-hmm.
shoes they come in on shining. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just but anyway, so that's I'm saying all that to say that's you take that back to the group. Now we're applying all this information,
Yeah.
and what happens is that pot that for the group
Mm-hmm.
it grows.
Yeah.
So because now we have more information, and it's not like a you have to do this. It's
Yeah.
like this is because you're still an individual. We're talking to you like, look, this is the goal. This is what
Yeah.
can this is the residual of this goal.
Mm-hmm.
And if we all do this, this is what it's gonna cost us. But if
Yeah.
one or two drop out, this is what it's gonna cost us.
Yeah.
But now the people that's dropping out, you can't benefit from this.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
it's a choice thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just you got to find people that's okay with I'm gonna say collective thinking,
Yeah. So
and it's
it?
okay.
Did you make him sign a contract or anything like that?
No, because like we talk about family, we talk about family and
Yeah.
friends, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's another thing. That's another thing. Because people like man, like when you talk about what we've built it as, it's like
Yeah.
man, y'all ain't got like no legalities about. It. It's like
Yeah.
nah, because it was a whole trust thing,
Mm-hmm.
and we dealing really off of trust. Now if there's a person we coming in, we know they kind of
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like then to protect ourselves and protect them, we may look at some legal actions because like
Yeah.
it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's a discernment thing. So
Mm-hmm.
the original people no legal part need. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, and then how at when it started, there was no legalities, right? So,
Yeah.
but then as we got more educated about how we should form things and how to protect ourselves, of course, people drop wills and you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, have trust or whatever. So all that stuff goes into trust. Like, okay, so how would this be all split out? That's when you get into that legality
Yeah.
part, and like that's just fair. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And we look at so everything we got going. The
Mm-hmm.
original five, they
Yeah.
they eat off of that.
Mm-hmm.
The original five, they eat off of that. Period. Because they put their hand in everything,
Yeah.
and there's not nothing they dropping out of. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Let's say you come down. It's like, look, we jump in. Like you come to see what we got going on. It's like, hey man, we kind of want in. Like, can we? All right, cool. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Get a list of things of what you know what I'm saying. What we got going on.
Yeah.
Uh, and if and you pick
Yeah.
what you want your hand in,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
So every hand must work. Everybody got to put their hand to plow in some little area. And but everybody
Yeah,
don't have to do the same thing. Like it's basically you work like a body. Somebody the hand, somebody the feet, somebody the nose, somebody the ear, somebody the eye.
yeah,
And you don't have to worry about. And if you got trust and bond, you don't have to worry about doing nobody else's job unless somebody get hurt or sick. You know those things happen. But for
right,
the most part, everybody got everybody back. That's what it
correct.
sounds like.
Yeah, and that's what like I said, and just like if you have a business, the hardest thing is
Mm-hmm.
personnel. But
Mm-hmm.
once you get past the personnel thing and you realize what type of person it will
Yeah.
fit well, and or even what type of person that don't fit, but you know is open to change and you possibly can bring in, you
Yeah.
see those things and you understand them. And for me, I had to learn how to not to take it personal or be so
Okay.
disappointed,
Yeah.
uh, because you would think it's because when you hear it must be nice a lot, it must be nice.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like nah, we sacrifice for this. So cool, you know what? So you can understand it here. I mean, here's the approach. Here's the pitch for you. You're welcome to come. And here's everything on the table. And
Yeah.
they'd be like, nah. Da, da, da. I was like, but you just told me it must be nice. I'm telling you, I'm sure. Here's the blueprint
Yeah.
and the olive branch of exactly how to get
Mm-hmm.
where we. You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
you won't even take it. And it's
Yeah.
like
Folks want something easy. They want everything served to them on a silver platter. But anything worth having gonna come with some work.
it's gonna come with something. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
that's when you realize a lot of people just not don't trust one another, especially when
Hmm.
it comes to money. And when you talk about some group economics and building
Yeah.
something together,
Yeah.
especially that's not like I said with city folks. Now I could do this with Southern country folks
Yeah.
easily,
Cause they know how to
easily.
they know how to operate. They know they we more trusting down here in the South. Like
Yeah, I
I didn't
could.
notice till I got older when like I started coming from around the hood, folks started hanging around the rednecks. They hardly ever lock their doors. They be like, go to the truck. I be like, you don't want me to give me the key? They be like, oh, it's unlocked. I'm like, God dang, you leaving that big nice truck unlocked? They was like they don't worry. And
Yeah,
most of them
that's
got
not something
guns
you worry
anyway.
about. Man, look, it's doors get left unlocked here. Our
Yeah.
cars, houses, everything. You know what I'm saying? I sometimes I
Yeah.
leave the key in it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they do
you know
that
what I'm
too.
saying? I ain't.
They were like, look, they were like, pull the glove, put the visor down. That's usually where the key is.
Yeah, but it's like when you get, it's hard to get people to buy in
Hmm.
to what I'm gonna say city. I'm just like I said, city folks, and
Yeah,
that's when they
yeah,
get discouraged. And it's like, damn, like I'm actually giving y'all a blueprint, a solid way out. Like it's not a it's this is gonna fail. No, it's going to work. You
yeah. It's a
know what I'm
tried.
saying?
It's a proven system through
It's
different
proven.
dynamic. I mean, different rate, and they're not just black, white, like you said, Asian, Hispanics, Jews. Like it's been tested for decades. I mean, not decades, millennia.
But yeah, and it's like you don't want to do that. So
Hmm.
you just choosing to be at the bottom. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Fine, do your thing. And so it's like I said, for me, becoming coming from a young man and through my 20s, I stopped taking it personal probably around 33.
Yeah. Okay.
Cause it's like it's common. It's like I'm giving you something that's common. Like
Hmm.
this is not a gamble on your part.
Yeah.
It's not a gamble. Like
Uh,
it's going to work. I
yeah.
promise you, it's going to work. And
Yeah.
if we get into a business venture that does not work, you are insulated.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. A lot of folks don't start a business or chase after something because they're scared to fail. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people just won't jump by themselves.
Hmm.
Yo, you have a whole tribe that's jumping with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you got an idea, say, look, man, it's this building I want, or this single family home I want. I want to start in the real estate game. I want to get my
Hmm.
feet wet. It's this house. You know what I'm saying? Over here in this neighborhood. Cool. We
Yeah.
going with you.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We going with you.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I'm
what it's
like, why
supposed
would
to be. Family, man.
you
And
know what I'm
like I
saying?
said,
How
it
much
ain't
is
necessary. Go ahead. I ain't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
we'll be like, how much is it? You know what I'm saying? Like how much is it?
Hmm.
Cool. You know what I'm saying? Everybody put their thing in the pot. Because
Yeah.
here's the thing. When you go to the bank as an individual, it's totally different. You can get denied.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you go to the bank as a trust, as a
Yeah.
group, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On a portfolio that's already built, it's
Yeah.
guaranteed. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? It's guaranteed.
Yeah.
And you look at people that be like, nah, I don't want to do that. You be like this. That's not computing.
Yeah.
You
But
see what I'm saying?
then I'm just thinking about it. Like Is it the street like that affect? Because it's hard to trust when you in the streets. You know what I mean? Because some folks always trying to get over.
Yeah.
Is it so? It's part. It's like because even if they be like love don't love no in the hood. They be like love don't love nobody or stuff like that, or don't you can't show love and get you killed. You always hear goofy stuff like that. And then
Okay.
so you when you grow up thinking like that, and then someone says, "Hey, I need you to trust me because we blood." Even though we blood, they not able to drop that mentality because you've been really surviving. And even though you like you might have your brothers, your gang, but sometimes them folk leave you hanging too.
True.
And
This is the
I'm
difference.
just spitballing here now.
So this is the difference between surviving and thriving.
Okay.
It is hard to get out of that cycle of just surviving.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? That is
Yeah.
that's the thing. Because when you from the city and like you said, you
Yeah.
part of them, that lifestyle, that situation is like you don't really trust everybody. Think about it, when
Yeah.
you move somewhere in the city, you really just going there to live. You
Yeah.
ain't going to be a working community.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you just going somewhere to survive with other people that survive.
Yeah.
So there's no working community. So to get out of that mindset of, man, I'm just here to get to the through the next day.
Hmm.
To, hey, we got the next, we plan for the next day,
Yeah.
and the next day we good. Da, da, da. That's a switch that a lot of people don't have or they
Yeah.
can't take advantage of. It's a big step to go from survive. That's why we see a lot of athletes,
Yeah.
a lot of artists that can't leave their old lives alone
Yeah.
because it's a switch going from survival mode to thriving.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
And
it's a
then
mental
just
block.
and then just like you said, they're not able to drop it. Like me, as soon as I got out and we got in like a better neighborhood, I'm like, okay, I'm in a better house. I'm gonna treat this better than what I had. I'm gonna do this to keep it and maintain what I got. But some folks, they'll move into a nice place with the same old mentality, and they just gonna wreak havoc wherever they go.
Yeah, that's when I say there's a difference between black folks and ninjas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It,
yeah,
it,
yeah,
it really is. Here's the thing. I tell people all the time, look, you don't have to think and act in this type of way.
yeah,
You don't gotta box your own self out. You ain't gotta box yourself into that at all. Um, do you want more in your life? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And you gotta understand that, look, if you do, I can't be Antoine from Southside Chicago.
hmm,
You know, I can't go out into the world of trying to thrive into different having different experiences with that small mindset of Southside.
yeah,
That because that's how I'm posed. That's how I am on the South Side.
yeah,
I can't take them mannerisms and train of thoughts. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Of how I move, how I move, and let's say interact out here in Texas,
yeah.
in rural Texas.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I should have just saved my ass to South Side of Chicago.
Exactly.
You
You
see
just
what I'm
wasting
saying?
your money and your time.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. People just can't change their mindsets,
Yeah.
and a lot of people, and it's sad. They'll say, "Well, that's not black,"
Oh, I hate that.
and now I'm getting into the, well, what the fuck is what is that? What is black? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? You know what I mean? Like, it was the same conversation I'm having on Twitter now. Like, when the dang lady said, "Look, it's not that I hate black people. I hate black culture. I like black people that like Christ." And da, da, da. Well, then I post me hunting and going around the land and stuff like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, this is my black culture. So what?
Hmm.
What are you talking about? And what it is people, not even outsiders. We go
Yeah.
stick to this.
Yeah.
Us.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
box out. We chain ourselves to what
Hmm.
black is. And what's
Yeah.
crazy is it be a stupid shit.
Yeah.
You know what I
Ignorant.
mean?
It's always
Yeah.
ignorant stuff. I'd be like, God, twerking. Y'all defend. Y'all want to keep twerking? Like,
like, man, like, listen, like, my thing is about schools. Hey, keep
yeah.
your ghetto ass kid away from my kid.
Boy, I hate to
If,
say it. I'm the same way. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to. That's why I'm trying to get my money right because I hear about the way it's going in middle school. My son got 2 years. I got. I'm like, God, help me. I need a. I need a. I got to get away. I can't. I don't. I don't want my son. Now, if they black and they well mannered, I don't care. Like
that's
it's a culture thing. It ain't really ain't a skin tone. It's a culture thing, and I
yeah.
see the
If
culture that's at them schools,
black
and I don't
people,
want.
then you got niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't want to be around niggas either. You know what I'm saying?
I had
Yes.
enough growing up. I had enough.
Yeah, and that's the difference. That's why we want the people outside to
Yeah.
stop grouping us all together. No,
Mm-hmm.
we're not together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we don't like criminality either. We don't like
Mm.
ignorant. Those is niggas, and they can be any color. Yeah,
Yeah.
we just how y'all throw y'all bad out. Look, we throw
Yeah.
ours out too, and that's why I be trying to tell people even stop with that whole black community thing.
Mm.
That's how they group us all together,
Yeah.
and it's usually just stupid shit how they group us. It ain't none of
Mm-hmm.
substance. So if I post something of me on the land, hunting and everything,
Yeah.
oh, that's not black culture.
Yeah.
Well, how? So do I define what my black culture is, or do
Mm-hmm.
you in society define what my black culture is?
Exactly.
You see?
Like I remember one dude, a young dude I was talking to on Facebook. I mean not Facebook. It was on Twitter. He was talking about something about how he want to raise kids when he have kids. And I was telling him basically, I was just like, you don't, cause he's like basically he don't want his kid to be considered a coon. I was like, man, forget all that. I didn't bust my butt to get my child out the hood just so he can go back to the hood and start from ground zero. You know what I mean? You can
But
teach him how to be. You can teach him how not. You can teach him how to love black folk. Man, my kid love black folk. I remember my son came to
yeah.
me one day. He told me, he said, I didn't even tell him that. He said, I want to take care of all the black babies. I didn't put that on his heart. God put that on his heart. But that's what
Yeah.
he said to me. And then one time my daughter told me why she said, I want to she said she said I don't want a white I don't remember how it came up. She said I don't want a white man, I want a chocolate man like my daddy. Like I didn't want like I just set the example. Like
Hmm.
it ain't even nothing I said to make them go there. They just saw my character and went and formed how they want to live their own life.
Right. And that's to me that's black culture. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It That's just what it is. It's like you have to want. We don't all have to be at the bottom. We don't have to dwell
Nah.
at the bottom. We shouldn't want that to be black culture.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now, this color, like my kids, like my daughter has a black and a white teacher. If I
Yeah.
ask her, hey, what's your white teacher name? What's your black teacher name?
Yeah.
She look at me like I fell out of a tree. She's like, what are you asking me? You see what I'm saying? And so when that happened, that just told me to back off.
Yeah.
Let me not put that on her.
Yeah.
If all she knows her teacher's names.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it, and I leave it at that. Like my teenagers and my 22-year-old, I can have
Yeah.
different conversations with them.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it's like they out here. They say, look, man, this is the most diverse schooling that they've been in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do y'all have any other issues? They like, nah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like
and,
my son.
and,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
and I leave it at that.
Yeah.
I leave it at that. As far as the whole coon thing, I first of all, can't nobody even define it at this point.
Nah. It's
You know what I'm saying? They just said if you don't have a black that small
mm-hmm.
pigeonhole of they call you that.
Yeah.
I probably been called that maybe once or twice, but it's
Yeah.
like internet idiots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody that knows me out in the from Chicago to St. Paul to here in Fort Worth
Yeah.
outside of Fort Worth call me that. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
nah, because I do for
Yeah.
the communities around here, so nah,
Mm-hmm.
I can't be that.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
I got called a coon at first. I think early on when the mega stuff popped off, I
Yeah,
did coon, but it was because when you grew up with that left dynamic, you come right. I never hated black folks. I didn't do that.
yeah,
But I think I was putting on a little too much. It was a little self-righteousness. That's what it
yeah,
was. So I would say my self-righteousness got me called a coon, but it wasn't by a lot of people. And it wasn't by the people that was closest to me. It was people that I knew, like some cousins at first. But even they came back around. You know what I mean? And then
because
I called
you just want better for people. That's what it
hmm
is.
yeah. And I told people I was like, the reason I believe most folks get called coons, like I'll put the right leaning black people, is because when they address the so-called black community, they remove themselves from it. It's like when you talk about the black community, it's them.
Yeah,
I never do that. I was like, I don't even like the term
we're one of the
black.
good ones. We're the good
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
Yes.
I was like, I don't even really like the term black, but I'm like, that's what language y'all speak, so I'll use the term black. So I'm like, as a black person, I'll always identify black because that's what you see me as, and I'm one. If that's how you see us, then I'm black. That's just I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Like these are my people. And I got another people, like you said, that are not. We don't have the skin tone, but we still family.
Yeah, yeah. You get to realize it's about mindsets. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I tell you, like I'm never rejecting my blackness. Even though
yeah,
I tell people all the time, like, well, especially when I learn, I challenge people like with the whole black thing.
yeah, yeah,
Even I don't even say nigga. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
That's not my thing at
yeah.
all because I believe it's the same word. In
Hmm.
the context, I can say, look, there's a difference between black folks and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Niggas come in different colors. I don't like
Hmm.
niggas.
Yeah,
Period. Right?
yeah,
And I say all the time, excuse me, mindsets as I got older, and especially being out here, I realized like, damn, I guess I'm a redneck. I guess I like redneck shit. I do. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yes. I'm like, so how does that? I'm like, society would tell you black folks, rednecks is too different and they clash.
yeah,
When reality is, there's very small differences in
yeah,
the two cultures.
yeah.
If
Thomas Sowell said that, didn't he?
Thomas, yeah,
Yeah, but they called him a coon, so niggas won't even read about it. And you got me saying, I ain't even say
yeah,
niggas. I know you don't like the word,
because
but
I got the book in there. It's like, you know what, he was right.
yeah,
Like this, the cultures are they roughly the same.
hmm,
Now the niggas, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They took the backwood hillbilly stuff,
yeah,
the ghetto trash, and then you know what I'm saying. That's what he talked about. So I get it at that point because I
yeah,
understand it. I can see it. I'm
yeah,
like, I just wish everybody was genuine when they make that, when they bring that up,
yeah,
because they enter in with bad faith. You know what I'm saying? They
hmm,
took to overcast the whole.
yeah,
It's like, nah, that's not what he was saying.
hmm,
How you
hmm,
said it,
yeah,
Candace Owens, but whatever. But yeah, so it's like I get it. And what's crazy is I think a lot of people don't think we understand those nuances. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And that's why you may get the coon thing.
yeah,
And it's like I've came off like that, self righteous, and you know what I'm
yeah,
saying, hired. It's like, but like I said, for me, it was because I've seen so much of that disappointment of, hey,
yeah,
look, I have a blueprint for you and your
yeah,
family
hmm,
to within the first 3 years to make
yeah,
$400,000 of money that you don't have to work for. You know what I'm saying? So to speak, it's gonna work itself.
yeah.
And they'd be like, no, I don't want to do that. Yeah,
$400,000.
yeah,
You don't even
and it's
make that's
like it's like you on welfare. What you mean you don't
yeah.
want to do
I was about to
it?
say that's about 8 to 10, 12 years for some people, and you can get it in three, and don't have to bust your back for it.
Fam, and like I said, you insulate. You know what I'm saying? You don't what you put in. It's not you. That's the only thing you at risk of losing.
Yeah,
Because let's say you want out. Like I said, we all went in, so cool. We just buy you out.
yeah.
You're not losing nothing.
You getting the you getting the refund, basically.
Because we gonna take the price. Fine, we
Yeah,
take it on. Cool. It just
yeah,
go right back, go right in the portfolio.
yeah.
And all we gonna do is leverage it for something big.
Man, that's
Because
why.
how we
Go ahead, go
operate,
ahead.
how we operate, 18, all the kids, 18 year olds, you know what I'm saying? They get 3 rental properties and it gets set up. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? That for all the kids.
yeah.
So it's like it just goes in that pot.
So you're building the kids' credit and stuff, their financial future right now as they're growing up. They ain't
Yes,
have
sir.
to do nothing. They're gonna
Yes, sir.
learn. They're gonna learn economics as they get older. Learn math.
Yep.
See.
And they have policies
Yeah,
when they're born. So it's like, so you're putting in Ross, you're putting in UILs, and
mhm,
then the real estate. So at 18,
yeah.
we're talking anywhere from $2 to $3 million.
What a nice beginning to a life.
So it's like you say that to people, and it's like, and they be like, "No, I don't want to do that." I'm like this. What else you finna do? You finna go? You about to go struggle? Because
Yeah.
that's the thing. I've said this about American culture, man. American culture is, especially when you talk about individualism, it's set up
Hmm.
for struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's
Hmm.
set up for struggle. That's why I look at um, ethnicities like cultures like Arabs, Jewish folks, Korean, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, Korean, Chinese. It's like when they get together, it takes the struggle out because
Hmm.
now that burden is not placed on just you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's placed on now. It's on all of us. We finna move as one because we're
Yeah.
stronger together. That's why I say it. That's why I always say it. We're stronger together because we
Hmm.
literally are. We're stronger
Yeah.
together. You ain't got to make that jump by yourself. So now you
Hmm.
like, damn. I only got eight. I only got 8 racks to play with, but
Hmm.
it ain't even a play thing because I can't really lose it because then it just kind of puts me in a bad position with my family. That $8,000 can go to the family and kids. Da, da, da. Where it's like, hey, yo, let us insure your
Yeah.
8 grand. You ain't
Yeah.
gotta play with it. You know what I'm saying? We can go
Yeah.
out there, we can invest. Yeah, we go invest together. And
Yeah.
at any time, get you one out, you get your initial investment. And
Yeah.
if whatever we invested appreciated, you
Yeah.
get your cut out of it.
Hmm. Yeah.
No,
Win win. It's
you know, and you say that to people, and they be like, "Nah," only because it's a control thing. You don't
yeah.
want you're not the head.
Yeah.
You not the chief.
Yeah.
You with a whole bunch of Indians, and together we are the chief. And
Yeah.
you don't want to be a part of
And
that.
I think part of that crab in the barrel thing coming too, because a lot of people want to be first. Like a lot of people, they want to be the first. Like I tell people in real life, I haven't said on internet yet, but I was like, some of the best rappers I have ever heard. I'm talking about wordplay and everything have come from this city. We in a small town in Georgia, and it's dudes I grew up with, very lyrical, but the
Hmm.
street mentality got them some, and then that wanting to be first thing got everybody else because everybody wanted to be first. And so they didn't team up. They didn't build a. You know how dudes. You know how Atlanta stayed on top. Cause they built the culture where everybody's supporting everybody around there for the most
Right.
part. And so that's how Atlanta's been able to stay relevant in music for so long. We'll stay toward the top. I wouldn't. Drake. I guess Drake at the top now, but for the most part, Atlanta has always had since the '90s. Atlanta has played a big part in music because they look out for each other.
Right. And everybody noticed that. That's
Yeah,
the big thing. Atlanta stick together.
yeah. That's that. So I think that helps that being that. So even though they city, you know what I mean. But man, if people could just learn to, you don't have to be first. Usually, what they say, the highest nail gets the hammer. You don't want to be first anyway,
Yeah.
because they gonna take the blows. They're gonna make the most mistakes, and then they can pass that on to you.
And see, that's the thing. Everybody want to be seen. That's the we can.
Mm,
I
mm,
want to be first. They want what they really saying is they want to be seen.
mm.
They want to be out front.
Yeah,
they want to get that love.
I want to feel important.
Want to,
Don't want to actually be important. Like,
you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing as folks want to look rich instead of be rich.
exactly.
So it's like my guy Johnny. He come out here. He's like, man, like I think what y'all doing is dope. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But I can never live in a mobile home.
Hmm.
He's like, that just don't. Da, da, da. I'm like, all right, cool. Uh, so he can drive a Porsche,
Hmm.
stay in a big retarded house or whatever.
Hmm.
And I'm like, but you cash poor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, without that 35 or 4 grand he get from the military coming in,
Yeah.
I say if something was to happen, like let's say that one coming in, what
Yeah.
would you do? He was like, man, I'll be fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I said, your kids when they turn 18, what they basically starting at the bottom, starting over.
Hmm.
And I was like, but you can't stay in a mobile home. How make it make sense to me?
Yeah.
Come out here and do a land evaluation on
Hmm.
everything that we had versus what you had, and
Yeah.
then let me know, like,
Yeah.
because
It,
it's about perception for a lot of people.
perception. Exactly. Who was it? Somebody said not too long ago. I think it was. No, it wasn't. I was gonna say I think it was. I thought it was Patriot J, but I don't think it was Patriot J. Somebody basically said they had like a Toyota or something, and then somebody made like they financial advisor. Somebody tried to get them to get a Mercedes or something like that because they were being perceived like they were less than, even though they were doing the same job. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? They were putting in the work, but people were perceiving them a certain way.
Yeah.
Cause see, like me, I tell people, I was like, I like the way I like the way Ferraris, Lamborghinis look. I said, but that's never been me. I said if I said God willing, I come up on some money, like I hope. I said I'm gonna fix up my truck that I already got. I'm gonna get me another Caprice because that's just how I love my Bubba Chevy. So I'm gonna get
Uh-huh.
another Bubba Chevy. Probably put a supercharger in that bad boy, and then get me like a Forerunner or something like that, a little SUV, and trick it out just case, because I want to move to the country. I can't. My truck is not 4 wheel drive. It's not. It's just
Yeah.
rear wheel drive. I need something that if somebody's stranded off the road, I can actually help
Mm-hmm. And that's
them.
basic. And that's another thing that changes. So I'm into
Yeah,
low riders. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? I'm
Oh
in
yeah,
low
yeah,
riders, and I'm in the street racing with Euros. So that's why I would probably always have like a BMW, like an
yeah.
M3 or something like that. But 61 Impala, El Caminos. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like those. That's me. That's
Yeah,
that's me. I'm go all
yeah,
no matter where I live. I'm gonna have those things. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Uh, but you realize it's like for supercars.
Mm.
I don't know if you've ever been one. I tell everybody if you can, do you have to do a rally, a supercar rally. Now that's it. They got different ones.
Yeah.
You can start in California and it'll come all the way through Texas and y'all end in Florida.
Okay.
Supercar rally.
Yeah,
Uh, Supercar is super uncomfortable. Let me say that. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? They're not meant for long hauls, and it's the upkeep on them.
Hmm.
So oil change in my Camry, my little Camry I got
Hmm.
under $100. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Did the inspections. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Hmm.
not paying. I'm not paying now. You got a supercar.
Hmm.
Now the cheapest was crazy is more likely a Corvette or maybe a Porsche, depending on what's wrong with it. But anything else beside that, you come out a couple racks.
For oil change.
For, yes, sir.
For oil change.
Oil change because you want to change the oil, you want to change the brakes, you want to look at the
Yeah.
tires now. You know what I'm saying? You come out a couple racks.
Sheesh.
My mom had a Porsche Cayenne,
Hmm.
one of the hybrid joints.
Yeah.
Um, what did they say was wrong with it? Anyway, something went wrong with it. They said, look, it's gonna cost you $19,000 to fix.
That's a whole nother car. I can find a car for 19,000.
Fam, we look, take this. We got her Lexus truck. Got her the little Lexus truck thing.
Yeah.
19. It was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So they cool to have, and
Hmm.
if you can afford it, great. But
Yeah.
it's like otherwise, where we live, especially out here.
Yeah.
Now you got people out here that that have
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that, whatever. And then you got the other people. It's this guy that's down the way. He got zebras, wildebeests,
Yeah.
camels, right? And so I passed it through one day, and his land goes from one end to the next, so they cross the road. So the animals is crossing the road, and so I stop and get out, and I'm like, yo, like whose land is this? Like I would like to talk to the guy who owns this stuff, and it's him. This
Hmm.
dude looked like he looked like a ranch hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You wouldn't even realize it. And so I get to talk to him. I say, man, I said, what made you get this? Get wildebeest and zebras. He was like,
Mm.
because I wanted them.
Yeah.
He's like, and and I can get the wildlife exemption now as well
Hmm.
too, right? And he was just like, yeah, I could have bought these, or I could have bought some stupid car, some ridiculous that I would. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? He's like, I chose to buy zebras and wildebeest.
Yeah.
I said, oh man. I said, that's a whole different type of flex. You
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's like
It's a
what,
different
man?
quality of living too. Like
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah, and it's like you get out here, you meet people that got real money. I'm talking
Yeah.
about even, and I'm gonna just speak this. I speak on the Warren Buffett, one of the richest
Hmm.
man in the world.
Hmm.
The man drives. Well, he was a '97 Cadillac. Now he got a 2014 Cadillac.
2014.
Yeah,
2 years
and so
old.
it's like you look at that when you actually get to meet people with money, like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. And you look at their lifestyle, you realize it ain't all the glitz and the glamour. It don't
Yeah.
have to be that. That's
Hmm.
just a if you want to be seen type of thing. But if you live out here and it's like, look, man, I just like my peace. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
need all that on it. You know what I'm saying? Now they may have something in the garage, do a rally or do something
Yeah.
like that, but it's not like the house ain't crazy big. They got it's normal. It's like this. Coming out here, it really reset for
Yeah.
me what's normal.
Hmm.
Everybody
Yep.
ain't got everybody ain't got jewelry. Everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody it ain't looking. You know what I'm saying? They ain't spending $1,000 on their wardrobe. It's
Hmm.
like, you know what I'm saying? They got some cowboy boots, some flannel shirts, Magellan, whatever that is, and
Yeah.
hey, got them a truck. Now they trucks out here get crazy. I'm gonna say that,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
like, yeah. But you look at their land and you look at they barns and you see what's
Hmm.
in the barns. It's like they got $1 million in land equipment,
Yeah.
and that's they flex.
Yeah. I said no matter how much money I get, I'm always gonna keep my Jordans. I love Jordans. Like that's what I grew up with. I'm gonna keep my Jordans. I wear boots too, like work boots. I don't wear like Tims or nothing. I'm gonna keep my
I,
work
I
boots.
wear retro. I wear retro ones. But then again, I learned too. I said, you know what? Can't nobody ever shame me or have me
Yeah.
say anything about Jordans because
Hmm.
cowboy boots is way more expensive than Jordans.
They are. They are. I got a homeboy. He got I'm friends with a lot of Mexicans. Man said he's like, yeah, I got some Stingray boots. They're $1,000 something. I was like, $1,000 for some boots?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that they go get dirty in.
Yeah.
Think about
Yeah.
it. When we buy Jordans, we ain't planning to get dirty.
Nah. Like I got shoes I got in the closet. I have almost 10 years, and when they get a little dirty, I'm gonna clean them up. But I don't,
Mhm.
also don't. One thing people do that I don't agree with, they buy shoes they don't wear. I don't buy shoes I don't wear anymore.
Right.
I might have a lot of shoes, but I'm gonna wear every shoe. And if I see
Hmm.
something I ain't worn in a long time, I'm like, all right, let me go get an outfit, or let me find my outfit for this, so I can. Because if you don't wear them, the sole it'll break on you. So,
Yeah, the glue will get all brittle.
hmm
Yeah.
so just
So
don't you see me doing that.
So the
Go
same
ahead.
way, I just learned. I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm like, nah, they want to make it seem like people that buy Jordans, you're spending a
Hmm.
lot of money. I'm like this. Cowboys, a
Yeah,
cowboy fit from top to bottom, you
yeah,
spending at least $600
yeah. Because you're gonna have the
and
Levi's.
at the low
Levi's ain't cheap.
at the low end. And then we
Yeah.
ain't talking about cowboy hats. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
We ain't
boy,
talking about we ain't
custom
talking about the
fitted cowboy
chaps.
hats, not just any hat. Them hats be custom fitted.
Cat something like no, you got to get you a beaver.
Yeah.
Excuse me, like the beaver. Let me look up what beaver cowboy hats is.
Hmm.
$700.
When I got this goddamn new era for the 30, if I
Fam,
spend
not
more
even
than
look.
40 on a hat, man,
$30. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I used to. My dad, like I said, my
yeah.
dad. He's since he come from the south. Really,
Hmm.
Ghana from the south.
Hmm.
He wore trucker hats all the
Yeah.
time. And I'm
Yeah.
like, as a kid, I'm like, why are you wearing this country? Like, nah, like,
Yeah.
get you a new, where's a fitted hat? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And here I am. You will see this whole bunch of trucker hats around here.
Yeah. I got a
Because,
few.
yeah, because it's like you realize, like, you know what? That damn new era hat is hot.
Yep. Exactly.
Yes, I can't. You know what I'm saying? They can't, and I don't want to get it dirty.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Like with these, I just put these bad boys on. I go out, do land work. I
Yeah.
go bow hunting, bow fishing, or
Hmm.
whatever. Head can breathe.
Yeah.
Sweat. You know, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Done deal. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh man, I'm definitely changing. The fact that I want to lift it truck is something that I can take off road shows me I'm
Yeah.
definitely changing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because like I said, low riders and I like street racing,
Yeah.
and that will never change. However,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, me hitting three-wheel motion out here in the country ain't the same as hitting
Yeah.
it in the city. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So okay, out here I'm like, man, oh, I need a truck.
Hmm.
I need a
Hmm.
truck. I need a horse. I need an ATV.
Yeah.
I need those things because you realize the culture changes and you
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
And that's another reason that I'm like, you know what? That's why nobody can tell me what is black culture versus, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I'm like, nah, it's really
Yeah.
what you into and how you shifting according to your life and where you are.
Yeah. That's why when I post about white people activities, it's mostly innocuous stuff. It's like nothing that's really like I would say damaging towards the image of white people. It's usually just like little goofy stuff
Yeah.
that'll make people laugh because I don't want to be the one. Anybody can get on here. Anybody can get on the internet and slander white people and call them the devil or whatever, whatever. I was like, that's not what my intentions are. That's why it's
Hmm.
always funny to me. There will be about 100 white people in the comments laughing, but then there'll be one or two white guys who are upset, and then they'll be like, "What if they'll be like black culture, and they'll post people breaking in the liquor stores. I'm like, I'm not the racist one. You are, because I took something simple and funny that you could go through the comments and see 100 white people liking and laughing.
Yeah.
You got offended by it because I don't know why, and then you posted something there trying to hurt my feelings, but I ended up just thinking it's funny because you're not saying anything about me. That says something about you.
That you think that that's just something that
Yeah,
black people like, yeah, that's exactly what I be saying. That's why I challenge all that silly shit. I'm
yeah,
like this. That's why I keep even in my comments now, the conversation I post, I'm like this. Of course, they start listening to the black crime stats.
yeah,
I
yeah.
say, what does that have to do with my culture?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you know what I'm saying. Like, or are you
Yeah,
saying that I'm part of that culture just because of my skin? So you get to
exactly.
define my culture instead of me. Is that what you're saying?
Because like I told folks, I was like, I've never been locked up. I was like, I went to college. I dropped out, but I went. I was like, I've never been to college. I married the mother of my child. Like, like what you saying? I don't
Yeah.
fit none of them. I don't fit none of them statistics you try to put me in.
Like even with my mindset of you protect your people.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And even back home, like with neighborhoods that we own, stuff like that, you
yeah,
protect your people from those elements.
yeah,
Even with those stances, I have never been arrested. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
I've been in situations where I
mm,
had to defend myself, defend my life, etc.,
yeah,
etc. But as
exactly.
far as that degeneracy, like
Mm,
nah, they ain't
yeah,
even like I said, even coming from what I come from, even my family being affiliated, you know what I'm saying,
mm,
with GDs and stuff like that.
yeah,
That's what I said my mom seen, like, you know what? We
yeah,
can't stay here. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Gotta go. You see what I'm saying? And her doing that definitely changed my path.
mm,
For sure, for sure. No, and I can't say I would have dove into that degenerate behavior, but like I said, my mindset of you protect your family.
yeah,
Eye for an eye. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Unless they was just some crazy criminals, rapists, da, da, da. Either
yeah,
way, you pay what you owe. You protect your family. That's my
mm,
stance even today.
yeah,
Um, if somebody back home, Chicago, Minnesota, whatever, even in Fort Worth, say, "Hey, look, man, cousin, blah blah blah, just got shot." Da, da, da.
yeah,
Okay, my mindset is, and it's as long as cousin Johnny wasn't no asshole,
yeah,
he went out here killing innocent folks and being, you know what I'm
mm,
saying? My mindset is, well, eye for an eye. you know
mm,
what I'm saying? That we got to go find that person because you got to pay what you owe. That's my mindset. That's with anything.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I think
understandable.
that's human. That's not color specific. That's just
Yeah,
human. And when people try to make it seem like it's color specific, I think it's just wrong because I'm like, obviously you don't know enough men,
mm,
honestly. Because I know a hell of a lot of men, especially now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That don't look like me that have that same mentality. We
yeah,
protect our family. If you
yeah,
if you harm our family, then you have to pay. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Like I
And
was even
so,
telling go ahead.
no, go ahead. You good?
No, because even the other day I was having a conversation with somebody and I was telling them, we were talking about people pulling the gun on them. I was like, nah, you don't do that. Because I was like, I'm not a thug or nothing like that, but don't you pull a gun on me. I didn't sound crazy. I'm not a thug. I'm not any of the, I'm not a bad A or whatever, but you pull a
Yeah.
gun on me. Don't pull a gun on me if you ain't gonna shoot it, because my mind just goes to a different place. And I'm thinking,
You sent
okay,
the message. You sent the
yeah, because
message
now
now.
I'm gonna try to kill you before you kill me. Like it's not. I'm
It's
not even
self
playing
preservation.
around.
It's self preservation at that point. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's gonna be either you or me at this point because
yeah,
you just let me know that you were in my life.
yeah.
That's what that means.
Hmm.
It's plenty of guns around this house. I'm a two
Yeah,
A. I believe in the Second Amendment.
yeah, yeah.
Right. I've never in my life pulled a gun on somebody.
Same.
I've
Same.
defended my life, but I've
Hmm.
I'm never. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
never.
No,
Yep.
it should be a last resort.
Yeah. And it's because
Because
if I'm pulling it,
yeah,
I'm
it's
using
yeah, it's for a reason. Like it's not a toy. It's a
it.
tool.
It's a tool for life saving measures. It's not
Yeah,
to scare you, to flaunt it. Da, 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 da. I
yeah.
didn't go through all that training with Marines and
Hmm.
competition and everything. And I'm just say, my wife, especially when it comes to handguns, she can shoot better than me.
Yeah.
She does. Um, I didn't go through all that to be some badass to try to scare you. It's like no, this
Mm.
became a thing because I like the competition of it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I like being able to collect guns. I like the competition of long rifle, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
And the training, the discipline, and the training of the defensive firearms. I
Yeah.
like that. And it's like I said, it was one of them things that calmed me down. It's one of them things that led me to archery. It's a
Yeah.
peace thing, it's just a peace thing. So I never use it how I came up seeing people use it.
You gonna say how niggas use it? I see it in your eyes.
I
I'm
I
trying to
was
be. I'm trying to be
I,
better with that word, but it's more
no,
deep in
yeah,
me.
I don't look. I don't say the word, but you know what I'm. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Like because it's like you get that, and that even leads to the whole when we talk about the left and the right side of the aisle thing.
Yeah.
The reason you get a lot of black folks that vote against that because all we've ever seen is niggas use. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's used as danger. Like
Yeah.
this, you're gonna die, kill. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
life saving, defensive, last resort.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of city situations, it's used on the daily just as a course of discussion
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
confrontation. You see
Or
what I'm
you done
saying?
lost the fight, and now you couldn't just take your L, so now you want to pull a pistol because you embarrassed.
My cousin Pac Man died like that.
Yeah.
Pac Man was a big boy. Really put hands on this young man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, came back. Pac Man dead.
Hey,
You see what I'm saying?
oh, yeah, that pride, man. It's not like we in a small town, but it's happened before. Pride, couple. Like we don't have a lot of murders, but I've known some people, like you said, they didn't like get. They felt like they were getting picked on, a bullet, couldn't just take the L, or just they didn't even want to fight. Like I know some that like they just skipped the fight. They were just like instead of just putting your hands up and trying to fight the dude, whether win or lose, because I believe most bullies like they don't want to fight. A bully don't really want to fight, but most dudes gonna respect you, even a bully, if you fight back. But most dudes they just skipped that fight. They was like, I'm not gonna fight, and they just went, did the shooting. And now you lose two lives, one in prison, one in jail.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
one in prison, one in the grave.
and hopefully at that point, people don't either family don't have a mindset like mine because now more is for to be more.
Yeah, it's been some of that. That was a few, you
You
know.
see what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, I on one end, especially I'm gonna say in the city, how we gotta operate in Chicago. Um, you don't. That's why I speak about community all the time
Hmm.
and people being in working communities and protecting themselves and
Hmm.
setting a standard in their community. In
Yeah,
Chicago, that means on your block or
yeah,
your 2-3 block radius. Those communities or those people, they can't allow niggas, you know what I'm saying,
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
come on their block, sell drugs, do a whole bunch of stupid shit, shoot people, abuse women, mess with
yeah,
children. They can't allow that.
yeah.
They have to. You got to show a community strength. Like, look, you
Hmm.
can't come here and do that. And if you
Yeah,
do, there are repercussions.
exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And when a lot of people ask me, "What about Chicago?" or "What about black communities?" Da, 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 they don't really want my answer
No,
because my answer ain't today liking because it's like, oh wait, I'm like, yeah. Here's the thing: communities have to set a standard of what they allow and what they don't. And if you cross that line, there are consequences. I'm all for putting a rabid dog down in the middle of the street so the other dogs can see.
yeah.
Come get your shit. You know
What
what I'm
Umar
saying?
said. Umar said someone got to go to sleep for good.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like people don't want. Well, what's this resolution? I'm giving you the resolution. Thing is, it don't sound right for you because
Mm,
it's like, oh, it's violence commit violence. It's like, nah. That's the
mm,
thing about people at the bottom in those situations. It's about strength.
mhm.
If you just like any game will operate, it's about strength. If we're stronger than you and we're willing to stand on these principles of what we got going on,
Mhm.
you know what line not to cross.
Mhm.
So if you come across a working community, a full working, that why you think we don't get a whole bunch of violence in Jewish communities, Arab community? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't get they
Yeah.
niggas going over there. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because they understand the repercussions of it.
Mhm.
When you teach somebody the repercussions and the consequences of stepping across that gun line, I
Yeah.
promise you they won't keep touching the stove.
Yeah. That's the exact same way the mob operated too. And then when it was like you said, it was handled. within the family, within the group. They didn't bring other people out, black folks. So we like to bring outside folks to come police our communities, and it's just like, man, it's out of order.
Yeah, yeah. Ain't nobody coming to save you, fam.
Uh-uh.
And if they coming after the fact, so
Yeah.
you became a victim,
Mm-hmm.
and your
Mm-hmm.
recourse was to make a phone call and wait.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That ain't going. I
Nah.
heard like this might be wrong, and I hate to bring this group up, but I remember somebody was telling me a story. They was like, yeah, back when the Klan first started, what they would do is if one of the guys was out of order, like he was beating on his wife, the group would show up at the house, and then like he gets some straightening. I was like, darn, I kind of like that idea. Like if we got a community and
That's
you up there
community.
and you a drunk and you beating your kids, me and the other guys in the neighborhood, we finna show up at your house. We finna do our own checking. Oh, I see a black eye. They don't look. I know what a fall look like. They don't like a fall. Your kids look like they been eating. We finna, we're gonna rough you up a little bit. You got money for alcohol, and then you got money for food. Get them right. And we're gonna
Now
check. We're gonna check. We're gonna check back in, and we
that's
ain't even got to
community.
call the authorities.
Yeah, that's communities. It's the same thing out here in this situation, right?
Yeah,
Now, of course, I have my family here,
yeah,
but here's the thing, and the truth of the matter is more women on this land than it is men.
hmm
So what does that mean? The women, they're gonna go out and they're gonna
yeah,
bring men back. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
They'll get
yeah,
into relationships. And here's the thing: I don't, as a whole, the tribe,
yeah.
we're not saying we controlling nobody's house. And I
hmm
always tell the boyfriends or whatever, look, I don't care what y'all got going on over there.
Yeah,
I said, as long as you ain't putting your hands on people and
hmm
you're not abusing children, da da da.
yeah,
I said the land will have nothing to say.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And as long as people is making their portion of what we call rent, which is only
yeah,
six, which is only $600.
yeah. That ain't. Boy, give me some. I'm finna move out there, man. $600 rent. I'll
And
shine
so
shoes for $600.
and you know what I'm saying? It's like long as that's being taken care of,
Yeah,
uh, and as long as you contribute. Because here's the thing: like it's a lot
yeah,
of land, so it's a lot of things to
hmm
do. If you
yeah.
just being a bum laying up in the house, that ain't gonna work for us.
Mm-mm.
You
Best,
see what I'm
hey.
saying? Do something. Hey,
Yeah,
go out and mow your acre. You
yeah,
see what I'm saying? That's what the
hmm
zero turns is for. Mow your acre.
hmm
You ain't got to worry about all the other land.
yeah.
Just
And then,
take care of your acre and your household. We be fine.
yeah, and y'all need some gas. I got an extra gas. I put it in y'all lawnmowers,
Yeah,
y'all weed eaters.
yeah. And like I said, going back to this, what we talking like. The only time this land gets involved if you be an abuser, because that's
Yeah,
the community. Because now we gotta give you some straightening because you're that goes against our principles and
yeah,
values as a community.
yeah. And you in that like that you endangering lives then because that's what I was thinking. I was like, I really wouldn't get involved. Like you said, you beating your wife and your kids. Like now you're endangering lives there. You know what I mean? Or abusing kids in other ways, which that shoot, you might get fed to the pig.
We tell people all the time, like, look,
Allegedly, YouTube. Uh,
yeah, no, we tell people all the time, you come out here, we outside the city limits.
yeah.
You on our land, so
Mm-hmm.
technically you're trespassing. Technically,
Technically,
you
yeah.
see what I'm saying? So there's enough land out here we can do whatever we need to, and nobody will find you.
You tell. I know the sheriff. He know me. We got a good relationship.
I know the
He-
constables. Constables been out here. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah,
come out here shoot with us. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's why I like the attitude and the culture of
mm,
rural America, because it's a don't come on. It's a respect thing. It's like don't come
yeah,
on my land. It was a last summer. It was a murder out in the city next to us. So
yeah.
Burleson. So the young man he murdered older lady and then assaulted another person.
Mm,
So they were like the police who they in our Facebook group, the
yeah,
sheriffs and everybody. It was
yeah,
like as far as what we know he's coming towards this way.
yeah.
Literally, the sheriffs are like, look, everybody, make sure that you got your guns and make sure you're present. He's like, look, and give us a call after if you have a situation.
If y'all don't know what that means, just play it back and listen to it a couple times. Folk with sense, they know what that means.
Protect your land, protect your family.
Hmm
That's what the instruction was. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't go
Yeah.
hide in your house and then give
Mm-mm.
us a call. It's like protect your land, protect your family,
Yeah.
And that was the general sense.
Hmm.
That was the collective culture of it. It's like, look, well, we know what we're doing out here.
Yeah. And
We ain't
as a
about to
man,
change.
that should just click. That should just click in your head.
It I, for me, it's like this: 1 + 1 = 2. I like
Exactly.
these people out here. So
Hmm.
when that song came out, that try that shit in a small town,
I was gonna bring it up.
I knew
Yeah.
exactly what it was honestly saying.
Yeah.
You know,
Me
I
too.
get that it was go. I knew the whole racial part was gonna come into play, but for me, being in a small town,
Hmm.
and I'm like this, I know exactly what they say.
Exactly,
You
man.
you gonna try that shit out? You know what I'm saying?
Man, let me tell you. I know this, Gainesville is a small town. That's where I stay. But where we when we moved out the hood, we moved into like this. It was like suburbs, but it's still behind the hood. But it was all black folks, and we everybody on my street, almost everybody on my street was family. You know, I got a lot of family on the street over. A lot of them was family, and if they weren't family, we still knew each other, and they knew me from since I was 10
Yeah.
or younger. And I remember we had a block party on the 4th of July, and we enjoying ourselves. And my homeboys from the hood, they came out there, they drank a little bit and they left. And then probably like 5 minutes after they left, this lady came out the street. She came down the street, screaming to us, "They shot that boy! They shot that boy! They shot that!" No, they say they shot that man. They shot that man. I thought it was my homeboys and shot some man. So I go up the street, and it was actually my cousin's grandfather had shot another guy, and it said, he said basically said, but it was a pedo, and he said, I told him if I see him again around some kids, I'm gonna kill him. And so he had saw him trying to talk some little girls out there. Wow, shot him in the neck. And then they took him to jail that night, but he didn't even get locked up for it. He was a Korean War veteran, so he just told him he had PTSD, and he didn't end up doing no time for it. But nobody was gonna testify because once we found out what he shot him for, everybody else was just like, oh, all right then.
That's
Like we,
that's community. It's like
yeah.
seriously, man. That's what I'm saying. When people ask me about solutions, I'm like,
Mm,
y'all don't want my
yeah,
solution because it's not gonna go with your sensibility. You know what I'm saying? Your
yeah,
comfort, because it's like it's gonna require the solution requires a lot of bloodshed. Let me say
yeah,
that.
yeah. That's why when it comes to the pro life debate, I tell people, I was like, no, I'm just anti-abortion, because when it comes to the death penalty, oh, I'm pro that like all day. Like
Hmm.
there's some folks they just gotta go. Your conscience is so seared that it ain't. I don't feel like there's no coming back. I tell people,
Oh
I
yeah.
like at most I be like, I'm gonna give you 2 years in prison. You better find God, and if you don't, even if you do, you still gonna have to suffer the consequences of your actions.
I,
Cause
I'm more of a person, especially I think we know the type of people we talk about. Some certain humans don't deserve to breathe the same air that we breathe.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Some people are just monsters, and
mm-hmm,
there's no point of judicial anything.
nah,
Why we need to waste the taxpayer money? We know what
mm-hmm,
you are. You know
mm-hmm,
what I'm saying? We should be able to remove trash.
yeah. Like that. There's no reason a rapist like. I'm talking about, some people just get accused, to get accused, but there's some that it's just like there's no denying it.
Yeah.
Why they only get 12 years? Like what the heck, 12 years? I told my wife one day, she's coming around. I was like, touching a child and grape. I didn't want to say it in front of the child. I like that's worse than murder to me. That's
Yeah.
worse than murder. Like
It is.
because they have to live with that pain. If I kill you, you gone. Yeah, your family suffer a little bit. You know what I'm saying. They're gonna feel the pain, but a lot of people who were touched or whatever, they either do it themselves. Like a lot of the people, the
Hmm.
molesters, they was touched. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You pass a
Agreed.
whole different you pass a whole different type of sickness on the other people, and I was
You
like,
do.
you gotta put that to an end.
Yeah, you do. You gotta cut that off.
Hmm.
And now we got to now it's because now we got to get this other person healthy, back healthy.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
it
so
ain't,
yeah.
and that's gonna take years, years. Like with a
Hmm.
woman, she ain't never gonna look like, man. I know that one of the sweetest ladies I've ever met. She has a ministry. I can't remember because I ain't on Facebook. I can't remember the name of it. But when I first met her, she just had one of them smiles that light up a room. She
Hmm.
has one of those. Like she just has a sunny disposition. And I remember I was taking pictures at a thing at a church event, and she was giving a speech there, and she told me about her growing up, and like she said she had been molested by her mom's boyfriend, and then when she tried to tell her mom, kicked her out, and then she ended up living on the street, and then a pimp, she fell in love with a pimp, he was beating on her and taking advantage of her, selling her, and like she's just telling us the story, and I'm just looking like you would never know the pain she went through, and like there was some stuff she had to go through in her life before she met her husband. She said she said she felt like God put her husband in her life, and they're a wonderful couple, but like just hearing the stuff she went through, like that's crazy. And then those, like I was saying, those people, a lot of those people that are doing that stuff to women, they're going unpunished or not punished enough in my book, and I don't
Agreed.
think that's right.
Agreed. No, they
Yeah.
ain't- they shouldn't be allowed to be amongst us. So
Hmm.
that's why I'll be minded when communities. That's why I always say, especially when it's like they had that situation, I guess out of New York or whatever, where that person do was strangling women and then raping them
Oh
with the rope
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
I was like, I have no sympathy if that community decided to do whatever they needed to do.
yeah,
That's how it should be.
yeah. That's how it should be. And if
You
I was a
find
police
you
officer, I'm
find
be
money,
like,
string
yeah,
them
I'm
up,
like,
string them up. Yeah.
yeah,
Like seriously, like, and I always say that, given the time we in, where
yeah,
trauma just gets replayed on
hmm,
social media every day out. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
just trauma
yeah,
porn, and I be
hmm.
thanking God all the time that I haven't, that my children haven't been, God hasn't put me in them situations.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
because
because for me, I know I will not react. You got your favorite song you dancing, baby? Okay. All right. I know I will not do what's right. I won't say
yeah,
what's right because I'm not getting on the computer. I'm not getting on the TV or and saying I'm not praying. I'm not be like we just want justice and da da da.
yeah,
That's not me.
yeah,
I'm saying literally, look, we don't want no judicial process.
hmm.
Matter of fact, police officers, we don't want we don't point at you endangering your lives.
Yeah.
We
I
got
I
it.
tell people like my beside my relationship with God, my family is the most important thing to me, and I was like, I know what the Bible say, but I'm gonna have to have God grab my arms Himself. If something like that happened to my kid, He gonna
I
have to
have to
hold me
repent. I'm gonna have to repent. I'm
because
gonna have
I'm
to
going
repent.
for
Yeah, I'm
him.
gonna have to repent. That's all.
Yeah,
Because I mean, cause I know the scripture of say revenge is not yours, etc. Says blah 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 blah.
yeah,
I know that. I get it. However, I'm like this. You know what, God? You gave me some gifts. You see one of my little gifts running around. You know what I'm saying? You gave me some gifts, and you told me to honor them, protect them, provide for them.
yeah.
And if somebody harms, especially violates my gift, or you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, how do you think I'm supposed to respond to that?
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because I'm a father, and if
Hmm.
you take from what you take from me what makes me human, then
Yeah.
you just have to deal with the beast that you create.
Yeah. And folks don't understand. Like that's why folks. It's crazy. Like when I had a family, I understood like the scriptures more. Like when He says, "I'm a jealous God." I know people like, if you God, why you jealous? I was like, if you love something and something comes to where it or something threatens to take it away or
Mm-hmm.
harm it, then yeah, you're gonna be jealous, or you're gonna want to protect you. There's gonna be some violence that has to come towards that. So I
Agreed.
understood that if He says, if He creates us and He created a better life for, like He creates a way that He wants us to be, and there's something that threatens that, of course He's, or we participate in activities that is going to threaten that for somebody else that was made in His image, then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, He's going to be angry towards that person.
Yeah,
That's why, you
makes
know
sense.
it makes so much sense. I'm telling people, man,
Yeah,
it's just certain stuff I couldn't even understand until I got married and had kids. Now I'm just like, it just clicks just like this, boom.
yeah. Well, even with that, I have to be careful with my wife for the simple
Yeah.
fact, like on that, my wife and I we're pretty much the same person.
Hmm.
So,
she
uh,
she from Chicago too.
yeah,
Oh, okay, okay, I get it
yeah.
then.
And so she's a lot more. She's worse than I am, right? And
Yeah.
so when you, as a man, and as you're head of the household, you realize how you have to temper yourself because
Hmm.
it's like, okay, we both can't be emotional and crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
when we get into situations, my wife is a person who if there is a situation like she ain't too far behind. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Man or woman. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? She go get in there and throw hands if she needs to, or she go
Yeah.
sling some iron if she needs to.
Yeah.
And so I have to talk to her like look, I don't need you putting yourself in them situations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, like we could, or even if I see that she's angry in a situation,
Mm-hmm.
I quickly understand. Okay, I can't be angry in this
Yeah.
situation too, because you know what? With us both being angry in this situation, it's
Yeah.
about to all go to hell. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be
Mm-hmm.
all bad.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that, as a husband, as a man,
Yeah.
understanding. Okay, that's why I always when I talk about husbands and men having to lead,
Yeah.
like leading, being the head is a lot goes into it because
Yeah.
you have to take into account what I was just talking about. You got to take into account like even your kids, because see we have older kids, 22,
Mm-hmm.
18, and 15.
Okay.
So it's like if everybody going crazy,
Yeah.
somebody has to be the anchor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all just can't say, look, we all about to just jump out. We about to jump off the deep end.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what comes with leading. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you have older kids, and it's like leading, you really start paying attention to what leading
Yeah.
is.
I think that's why people don't understand why men well, I can't speak for every man, but when I think I have a different when people say being suffer in silence, I wouldn't say I've suffered in silence being married, but I will hold off my like if it's something that affects all of us, I'll hold off my sorrow
Yeah.
because I want to be strong for the family at that time. And
Uh
then
huh.
at a later time, I'll be like, at a later time, I'm gonna shed them tears. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And my wife, she see my kids, they haven't seen me cry before. My wife has, because I had friends, die, commit suicide, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to hold them back, but when you start seeing that body going to the ground, it just I couldn't, I just lose it. But
Right.
she's always been there to have me. She's been a shoulder for me to cry on when it comes to it, but most of the time I try to stay strong because, like you said, both of us can't be losing it.
Yeah.
Somebody gotta hold it down, and then just postpone that's who I choose to be, which I think most men probably should. You know what I mean?
No, I 100% agree. 100% agree with
Yeah,
you. Same thing. Same thing for me. It's just what
yeah,
just comes with the load with the job, man.
yeah, yeah. You were made a man. You got to be a man. Like double standards have it is just it is what it is.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just part of the load. It's like
Hmm.
you'll find the time to get that out. But that's why for
Hmm.
me, that's why archery and hunting. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Bows. That's my piece. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And no matter what's going on in my day, if things are just going fucking crazy, just in life,
Hmm.
period. I grab one of my bows, just go outside, and that's
Yeah.
just therapy. That's therapy for me.
Yeah.
And I start out to see things clearly and get the just hey,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, that's. Hey, I want let's you mentioned the bow. We almost 2 hours in. We ain't even mentioned the archery. So how did you get into archery?
I've always been interested in archery, just
Oh
like
yeah,
yeah, just like even with me with bikes for BMX. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I used to do freestyle stuff, right?
yeah,
But that was me being like this. Everything somebody told me was black and wasn't black, I
yeah,
challenged and I did it. So that's why I got
yeah.
into snowboarding, BMX freestyle, and I always seen archery stuff.
You hear that? He coming for y'all white people. All them white people activities. He coming. He come to take the crown. We get we
Right?
we we getting into all of it. Y'all see me the other day. I was jumping off a dock. We swimming now.
We're swimming now. And so I've always been interested in it. It's just
Yeah.
I was in the city, so St. Paul, you
Hmm.
got a lot of distractions and other things that you kind of into at that point. So I'm like I never really got into it back in Minnesota, and
Yeah.
which I'm glad I did. I didn't. So coming to Texas, and then moving out here, you like, damn, we got to find something to do.
Hmm.
You gotta say, you gotta find something to do. And so coming home, I always pass this archery shop.
Yeah.
So my initial stop, I stopped and I got my boys some bows,
Hmm.
for something them to do. And then 4 days later, I go back in, I get myself a bow.
Yeah.
And that's literally how I got into it. It was something I've always been interested in.
Yeah.
I just really never had the time, or like I said, I had so many distractions in the city.
Yeah.
So that was 3 4 years ago, and I haven't put it down. It's become
Yeah.
it's a daily thing for me at this point.
Hmm.
Um, at the shop. I'm on a board. I compete in archery.
Yeah.
So I go nationally. I compete, and then I hunt and compete locally as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it became archery became life. Hunting became
Yeah.
life. Uh, like I said, it's very peaceful. It's some
Yeah.
my when I started hunting, my wife asked, she's like, so you just sit outside? I'm like, yeah, you just sit outside, just sit outside in the woods in the quiet.
Hmm.
Just she's like just you not doing nothing? No,
Yeah.
just like I'm sitting, you sitting in the blind somewhere, just
Yeah.
quiet. And I said it's so peaceful.
Yeah.
When I'm out competing, you know what I'm saying, in archery.
Yeah.
Getting to meet people. I'm traveling, you know what I'm saying? You get to meet all type of people from different walks of life
Hmm.
or whatever. And that competition is fun because you realize, yeah, there's other archers, but you're
Yeah.
never in competition with another archer.
Yeah.
Archery is about you managing yourself. It's about
Okay.
it's you versus you.
Yeah.
So no, because at the end of the day, it ain't like basketball, like about football, because you can't play defense on nobody. So you
Hmm.
really have to manage yourself because you
Yeah.
realize when it comes to archery and actually hitting the target, the X after X after X, it's really all between the ears.
Yeah.
So you have to learn how to clear your mind. You got to learn how to be at peace, and you have to learn. You got to discipline your habits. You got to
Yeah.
throw away what doesn't serve you and keep what's good and keep
Hmm.
building on that. And it is the only sport for me that I can
Yeah.
take the lessons within archery and apply
Yeah.
them in life. You see what I'm saying? Because you have to discipline your habits.
Yeah.
If you don't discipline what you
Hmm.
got going on, like I said, I don't care what's going on. Death, you got some trouble at home with the wife, da da
Yeah.
da. You try to go shoot an archery tournament with all
Mm.
that going on in your head,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you go lose. You go lose.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be one of your worst scoring days. So
Yeah.
you have to learn how to manage, assess, compartmentalize, and like I said, discipline yourself and calm yourself to focus.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, once I start realizing, I'm like, this is so dope.
Yeah.
It literally just changed my life. And I
Yeah.
really went. I've been in it about three and a half years. Yeah, 3.5 years, and I'm well over 30 grand
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
archery stuff. You know
Invest.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It became a rabbit hole. So
Yeah.
my car hobby, I started taking funds from my car bills
Hmm.
and putting it into this stuff.
Yeah.
And it because it's an everyday thing. You have to shoot every day. You gotta, you know what I mean? So on top of
Yeah.
everything, on top of it, husband,
Yeah.
father, business owner, employer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Land, I gotta go shoot my bow every day.
You know what you got me thinking? Like, cause I'm not a big I'm not against therapy, but what the way I hear people talk about therapy, I'm just like, it seems more like Tylenol where you have to keep going. I'm like, I wouldn't want to keep spending money. But I think there can be other forms of therapy that doesn't have to do with paying a person or resulting to going to drugs. And I'm listening to you talk about the archery, and that it makes me think like that's your therapy. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
it is. It
Because
is.
that's where you find peace.
And I say that from a person who went to therapy for years, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, to get over my traumas, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I wish I would have picked up a bow when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, because therapy is about getting the tools. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're getting tools that you don't have.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That you learn how to work through things that you don't have the tools to work through. So with therapy, literally, it calms all that stuff down.
Yeah.
Um, I I'll say it like this for people who like to smoke.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what, like, man, smoking just makes me relax and it just slows everything down. For me, that's what archery does.
Yeah.
It like I said, you can be having a terrible day. Everything can be going just you know what I'm saying. You can just be foggy.
Hmm.
Pick up that bow, all that stuff. You have to leave it at the door because you can ruin this. Unlike a firearm,
Yeah.
you can't dry fire this. So
Yeah.
you always got to put an arrow in to aim
Hmm.
to even actually shoot it. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
if you shoot it without an arrow, all this is busting up. You
Oh
probably
shoot.
break limbs, it'll snap, all of this because of the
Hmm.
kinetic energy, right?
Yeah.
So with that, you can't pick up a bow and and you just scatterbrain,
Yeah.
because now you're about to ruin a
Yeah.
$2,000. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so you learn compartmentalize. You learn to control yourself.
Yes.
To you know what keep what keep what I can build on. Throw away what doesn't serve me at all.
And
You
that's a
see what I'm
sermon
saying?
right
So
there.
yeah,
You
and
just
so
you
you
preaching without preaching.
right, and so you as I'm shooting when I'm going through something,
Mhm.
I'm going through these things that if I feel strongly about it or whatever, and it's like, well, you know what? Well, that part of it ain't real.
Yeah.
I'm you just being a little extra with that one. All right,
Hmm.
what is real? What how can I move forward through this? Or is it something I just need to abandon?
Hmm.
And by the time that session is done, it's like you know what to do.
Yeah.
And literally, that's why I call it both therapy.
Yeah.
It's my morning coffee. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what started my day. And more than likely, if I used to sit in the house,
Yeah.
I used to shoot in the house. This wall right here got a lot of holes in it.
Mm.
Shoot through my target.
Yeah.
So, but I don't shoot in the house. My wife don't mind, but it's like
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
eh, yeah, I rather But anyway, so after all that is done, man, it's you have a clear head
Yeah.
and you know a way to move ahead. So
Yeah.
that's why for me, archery became life because I've realized these are things that I can literally apply to my day to day.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Literally apply when I'm in tough situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I'm in an altercation or anything like that,
Hmm.
I know how to,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And that's what made me more of a boxing coach too, to
Yeah.
help me in boxing. You know what I'm saying? With boxing, with helping my son, train my son. Because yes, you're in a chaotic situation where y'all beating the hell out of each other, y'all. But you
Hmm.
have to learn how, within that chaos, you got to learn how to
Yeah.
and apply the tools necessary to come out on top.
Yeah. Man, just hearing you talk, it seems like because before you would have said, I would have thought archery is more physical, but you've talked 95%. It's more mental than anything.
It's a mental game. It's
Yeah.
100% a mental game. 100%. And then when you get into hunting, you really, really see it. Because
Yeah.
now, unlike just shooting a regular a target that's
Yeah.
just set still, it's like, oh, now this is a living creature. And you'll get what they call buck fever.
Uh huh.
Draw that bow back, and it's like you just start shaking. It's like,
Oh yeah.
oh my God, you just, and
It's adrenaline.
just,
Is
the
it
adrenaline
adrenaline?
is pumping.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like, oh, it's pumping, it's pumping, it's pumping. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And then you realize you got to calm all of that down. You have to focus in on what you're doing.
Hmm.
Did you calculate your yardage the right way? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? About you executing, because a lot of people think they can just grab a bow. They can
Yeah.
just grab a bow like this. This is a 70-pound bow. They
Yeah.
think, oh, we just go grab a bow and we go pull it back, not even knowing that you have release aids. You just
Yeah.
can't pull that back with your hands. So you got wrist releases, you got handheld releases because you got your
Hmm.
hook on and you go pull that bad boy back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to do all these things. You got to do all these things to make sure you execute correctly,
Yeah.
right? And you can't be scatterbrained.
Uh
You
huh.
can't be so caught up in your emotions, the excitement and the adrenaline. You got to learn how to calm that adrenaline
Yeah.
down. So it's all a mental thing in every level of archery, because you'll have your day, you have your the scores you set, even hunting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of it is not based on talent. It's
Yeah.
literally based on you managing yourself.
Yeah.
So if you nervous in high stress situations, you know what I'm saying? Let's like indoor. Indoor, you have to literally sit on the line, 20 yards out, and you got to shoot 60 arrows in the same
Yeah.
spot. Same spot. If you can't do that, you won't finish in the top at all. If you
Yeah.
miss one time, you're done
Yeah.
in archery. So if you sitting there, pressure's on. Like, cause
Yeah.
to get a clean score, you got to shoot a 300. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
300 with 60 arrows,
Yeah.
360 X's. So let's say you come to arrow 58. You
Yeah.
didn't you didn't hit all X's. Now you got 58, 59, and 60. That's your perfect score.
Hmm.
You are literally shaking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you built every X you hit, you building up more pressure, more pressure,
Yeah.
more pressure.
Yeah.
Because you realize, oh shit, archery is a par sport.
Yeah.
It's either perfection. In archery, we always chasing perfection.
Mm-hmm.
So with every arrow, and that perfection is happening, more pressure and more pressure and more pressure and more pressure. So
Yeah.
you're learning. In archery, you always say you have to learn how to win, and to learn how to win, you lose a lot.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? You got to go through a lot of losses because you have to learn how to mentally make yourself tough. You have
Mm-hmm.
to learn how to process your emotions. You got to learn your own body with common things. Like for me, I diaphragmatic breathe. You know what I'm saying? And if I have to breathe out, and I hum the Smurfs. If I'm getting nervous on the line, when I'm
Yeah.
indoor or outdoor, I hum the Smurfs. La, 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 la. And it calms me, and it's like this. We got
Yeah.
this. You know what I'm saying? So you learn how to manage yourself. So it's both therapy. It's both
Yeah.
therapy in every sense of the way. And I promise you, like for me and people like me, it just brings clarity. Anybody who shoot a bow and, and shoot it competitively and just for hunt for living, you
Yeah.
understand the therapy in it.
Mm-hmm.
You just like, man, I need this. I I can't do without this.
Man, I tell you, I could have just listening to you talk. I could have used some both therapy in my life in my early teens. I mean, even now, because I'm the scatterbrain type. It's always a million things going on in my mind. That's why, like back when I was young, I didn't like smoking weed, even though I did it with my friends, because it too many thoughts be popping off in my head,
Yeah,
and so I'm just like it made me paranoid. I be trying to like I can hear you talking to somebody, and then I'm trying to pick your life apart about what you say and your mannerisms, and then like I hated it. That's why when I found alcohol, I don't drink it anymore. But when I found alcohol, I dug into it so heavily because it calmed all of that down. It was
yeah,
just like
gotcha.
my brain would just mellow out for the most part, and then I'd be more chill. Except for when the party going, I like to dance or whatever. But that, as far as my brain goes, it allowed me to just put everything all on a level plane. So, but like hearing you talk about how you have to compartmentalize. I wish I would have been able to do that earlier on in life. It would have saved me, a lot of heartache. You know what I
Same,
mean? A lot of
same.
stress, a lot of
Yeah.
relationship problems, a lot of problems with siblings or parents. It's just like, man,
No, even now, and I'm telling you, it really works. I wish I would have did it. I was like, man, if I would have had this as a teenager, life would have been
hmm
different. So
yeah,
even you married, like when you go
yeah,
through things with your spouse
hmm
and things just ain't perfect, it ain't clicking. Literally, I
yeah,
literally go outside, I shoot. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I train, and I come back in, and like I tell my wife all the time, like I can't even stay mad at you. I
hmm
can't stay mad because now I've processed it.
yeah,
I did, you know what I'm saying? And I realized what I'm mad at, I'm not really mad at. I can convey how I feel in this situation
hmm
and what agitated me. But me being mad,
yeah,
no, I can't because it's like I'm not even mad now.
yeah, exactly.
So literally, if I want to stay mad, I can't go pick up a boat.
Yeah. I know my thing used to be. I want to get back into it, but I had it was running. I was like one of the only few folks used to hate running. Like I ran track. I hated it at first, but I did it. But I started running, and that became my therapy because one, I think we put about a lot of tension in our body, and running it helps you expel all that. It's not just to work up a nice sweat,
Mm-hmm.
and like I would challenge myself. I'd make a goal when I first started. I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna run this far, and then the next day all right, I'm gonna run a little bit further than that. And so I
Yep.
was doing that, and then like I told people, I'm like, it allowed me a chance to be by myself, talk to myself, and talk to God. It's like if I'm stressing about something, whether it's my marriage stuff or stuff with the kids, I'm able to be like, all right. I'm able to just have peace. I'm like, hey, all right, God, I don't even think I can solve this. I'm gonna have to have you, I'm gonna have to have you solve this. But I'm able to vent, and then what I would do, I'd run far and then I'd walk back because it'll allow me more time to stabilize my mind. And like I had started having knee issues, and no lie, for like that started making me sad because I was enjoying that a bit. I was enjoying being able to run. So when I wasn't able to run for a while, it kind of brought me down. And then I started being aware like, darn, I can't even play with my kids like I wanted to because I'm limping. One bad jump, I'm through. And then I finally went to what they call it, physical therapy, and they seen what was wrong with it. You know, basically my knee was just shifted over to the side. My kneecap was shifted over to the side. So when I was feeling pain, it was the bone rubbing the bone. It wasn't in
Yeah,
state. It wasn't stable where it was supposed to be. So I they helped me. They work out the right muscles, and now I'm pretty much good. I can jog, but in my last job, I had I've gotten out of shape a bit, so I haven't been running as much. But I do still walk around the neighborhood, and I've been starting back working out my legs because I started feeling pain in my leg again. But soon I would like to start back, running because that's my therapy. I enjoy that, and if I can't run, I'm at least gonna be able to walk.
I think as men, I think men we have to have some type of outlet of physical
Yeah.
exertion or mental clarity, so whatever
Hmm.
activity it is, whether that's weightlifting,
Hmm.
running,
Yeah.
archery, shit, working the land. We
Hmm.
need something that's going to engage us that way. That's
Yeah.
why, like, I bring it back to this, like when how they over medicate young
Yeah.
boys these days. It's the
Hmm.
same thing. You can't teach young men like you teach young girls.
Exactly.
You understand? Boys need that physical exertion. They need to challenge themselves physically and mentally at the same time. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So that's why I'm totally against that whole lecture. Sit boys down in the classroom and talk at them for hours. That's
Yeah.
retarded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That don't work. Like this is it's studies out there that shows this. Like no young men, we need to be engaged totally
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
And so that's the same thing as us as adults. You running, me shooting archery because it's physical. People are like, what's
Hmm.
physical about archery? I'd be like this. Okay, take this bow and pull it back and let me know.
Hmm.
Pull it
Yeah.
back and hold it on the target steady enough to hit an X.
Yeah.
And you let me know if it's a physical exertion. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And mind you, you got to do this 60 to 100 times. I shoot over 200 arrows each day.
Yeah.
You
Hmm.
see what I'm saying? So
That's a lot of work, a lot of
yeah,
physical labor.
it's a lot of mental. It's what's crazy is the physical part I can be over. I'll go shoot in 115 degrees outside
Yeah.
and I'll be perfectly fine. It's the mental exhaustion. It's like this
Hmm.
you're mentally engaged through the whole process.
Yeah.
If you are in your shop execution and you just have a fleeting thought
Yeah.
and it just takes you away, you come off the X. Because here's the
Yeah.
thing. Do I got in here? No, I don't have none here. So let's just say this right here. So in archery, mentally, you look at that right there, look at that right there. So
Hmm.
your dot or your pin is going to bounce in this. It's
Yeah.
going to bounce. It's going to move,
Yeah.
right? However, if you staring at that spot, by the time you execute, your brain is going to bring your target, your dot, right back to that moment,
Yeah.
right back to what you're looking at. So if you be scatterbrain and you just leave and just pull back and you just like la 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 la, la, it's gonna be you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
gonna be
gonna hit
everywhere.
right. So that's what I mean. You have to be within. You got to be into the whole shot process, and
Hmm.
you got to repeat that shot after shot after shot. So it's mentally draining. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like I don't be tired from the physical part of it. It's like because archery ain't supposed to hurt physically.
Yeah.
Even though like I said, this is a 70-pound bow right here,
Yeah.
and you holding that, and you gotta hold it, you gotta hold against so it won't go
Yeah.
forward and all of that. That's not the exhausting part. It's
Yeah.
being engaged in that mentally,
Hmm.
and and managing that, and
Yeah.
making sure it's not too high, too low.
Yeah.
So
You know what
yeah,
that man, you draw my brain. You know what else? It's not archery, but it's been helping me. It's sort of my therapy too. And it's got similar concepts. Photography. When I do
yes,
weddings, especially doing weddings, because it's not a lot of physical labor. But I have to make sure my light, like I don't shoot in manual. So I have to make sure the ISO is correct,
yeah,
the shutter speed is correct,
uh-huh,
and the aperture. And it's a lot of that stuff that, like, and then if I'm turning this way, the light is different if I just turn the other way, even though we outside or in a different room. And then
yeah.
sometimes you gotta have your flash. It's like sometimes the roof is too high, so I gotta bounce it off the side, and I gotta remember that. And so, like, at the end of the day, after doing all that, and and after all that, there's some physical physicality. Like, I did a wedding for the first time in a while because I was done for a while because what happens is I consider myself creative. If I shoot something, and even if the client likes it, if I don't like it, I've been known to get down on myself and just like hate it. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was a time where I was just like, I'm done. But I had just recently got back into it, so I'm doing a lot of squatting around, this and that, and I hadn't done it in a while. So the next one, when I got home, I'm just like, I don't, or after any wedding, I don't want to. I don't put my cameras on. I don't put my camera on the computer. I don't upload them because I'm so mentally drained. By the time I sit down, all that all that adrenaline just flushes, and my brain. I'm like, I don't want to do anything else. I'm like, let me just sit down for the rest of the night,
Yep.
and I'll worry about it in the morning. And but it's just like that stuff help. It photography helps me clear my brain too. Kind of like how you said archery is how you have to focus on you have to focus on hitting target. You can't just point the camera and things gonna be in focus. Like you have to
Nah.
like the way I do it. I do back button focus, so I have to hit this button. It has to focus on the thing, and then I have to press it, and hopefully I capture. Hopefully I don't move too far, because if I do that, the picture's gonna be out of focus, and even if the client doesn't know, I know, and then
Yep.
it's gonna piss me off. I done missed some great shots where like the clients will like it, but I'm looking at myself like, I hate that. Like, oh, I could have done better.
No, I know, cause I like cause I'm minored in photography.
Yeah.
My degree is in graphic design and multimedia. But
Okay.
before I switched to that, it was photography,
Yeah.
right? And I had a framing issue because for me it has to be perfect.
Oh yeah, framing
If it's
too. I forgot
yeah,
framing. Go ahead.
yeah, and it's like even if we have this big picture, it's like and I see like a certain angle, a certain you know what I'm saying within my like man, that's what I want that shot right there.
Yeah.
And I had trouble executing those shots that I had in my
Yeah.
head. So
Mm.
anything less than that, I'm like this, man, this is trash. I'm
Yeah.
like, this
Yeah.
is trash. And like people would be like, no, that's dope. I'm like this. I said no because it's soft
Yeah.
right here and it should be
Yeah. Yeah.
so I know exactly what you're saying. I know that's why I end up switching. I was like this. I gotta do something different. I got because I'm like this is gonna drive me crazy,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And then I look at other photographers, or professionally or whatever, or just really dope novices, and
Yeah.
I'm looking at like their pictures. Even though I know what's going on in post, I'm
Hmm.
still like mine ain't coming out like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, that look good.
Yeah.
Now and I go take some pictures, and what I see versus what I'm like, it ain't the same.
Yeah.
And
Like,
somebody looking at it be like, hey, that's dope. I'm like this.
yeah. Like the one I just shot. They love the pictures, but in my head, I'm like, I can really tell I took time off. I can really tell like I'm like my knife. I know my knife's supposed to be sharper than that.
Yeah,
Like so, I was like, man, I could have did a better job if I would have did more preparation. If I would have did more shooting leading up to it,
yeah.
I could have did a lot better.
And that's the
But
same
they,
thing as archery. Archery is not a sport that you can take off.
uh,
If you stop for 3 4 days, you got to work your way back
hmm,
because it's not something that you can put down, especially when you're when you're competing, when you're actively competing.
yeah,
Oh no, it's not something that you be like I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna chill for a week or two.
hmm,
Good luck. You gonna be like
yeah,
when you pick it up and you be like this. I should have been shooting. I should
yeah.
have been shooting.
That's the way I was. And then I'm like, I would hate to look back. Like I've seen myself grow, but if I looked at my work and it been over 3 years and I seen I haven't changed, that would probably destroy me because I feel like darn I become stagnant and
Yeah.
how like that would destroy me. But luckily I haven't got to that point. And sometimes like I tell people, I was like I can shoot 1,000 shots, edit 100 to 200 of them, post 4 or 5, and really only like one. And then after a while, that one I don't like, so then I had to
Mhm.
go back and do it again.
Yep. No, that's why I switched to graphic design because I said, you know
Yeah,
what? I know because I'm like I can go through all of that, taking shots and everything, but I said
yeah,
the final end of it is gonna be something I actually like
hmm,
because why I've been through that, taking the pictures, 100 pictures,
yeah,
dumping it down to 5,
yeah,
really only liking 1 or 2,
yeah,
but now I'm manipulating this 1 or 2, and
hmm,
so I get to make it to what I like. So that was
Mm-hmm.
why I switched up like this. Because I was like, look, I said it has to be more than, because I'm like, at that time, I'm like, I'm not talented enough and I don't
Uh-huh.
have enough of the technical skills
Yeah.
to get what I need to, what I want to get out of this camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I have to get into manipulating the photo. And
Yeah.
that's really why I switched, because I'm like
Yeah.
this. I was like, fam, I'm just not up to snuff when it comes to
Yeah.
the people that was in my class.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, now, if I got time, I could sit on this computer. I could sit on Photoshop and, you know what I'm saying, everything else, and I can manipulate it.
Yeah.
I, but I was like, I feel like photography is you either got it or you don't.
Yeah.
Um, because it's all about that frame. It's all about you
Yeah.
capturing that moment, especially at a
Yeah.
wedding. You can't miss at a wedding.
Yeah.
You can
That's
It's like it's moments you have to capture, and if you
mm-hmm.
just 1 second slow, it's like it's gone.
Yeah. And that's one thing I love about it. Like I tell people, I'm like, I shot this last wedding. I shot 4,000 photos. I've never shot 4,000 photos at a wedding. I was like, I'm usually more controlled, but I was like, if I'm having a good time, I know I will overshoot. And I
Yeah.
was having such a good time, and I shot 4,000 shots. And I was telling my wife, I was like, it's taking me so long because I'm going through, and I don't want to miss. Like, I feel like there's a perfect shot in here. I got to go through each one and say, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do this because I don't want to miss. I don't want to feel like I missed the perfect one. And also, I love those candid shots. Like, I hate doing formal shots. I try to give them over with. That's why at this recent one, I told the groom and the bride, I was like, I'm gonna knock everybody else out and do y'all separate because that allows me to get more artistic. And I
Yeah.
got frustrated because I wanted the bridal party to leave me alone, but they kept wanting to interfere, and so I took the shots that they technically wanted to do, and I was just like, then the bride and groom were like, Are we done?" I was like, "Nah, now I can shoot what I want to shoot." And so we went to this little area, and I did what I was allowed to use my imagination because that's
Now
that's that's what
are you shooting all this in raw?
yeah, most of the time. This time I had to shoot in JPEG because I bought the computer I'm recording on now. My buddy told me he was like, yeah, get an iMac and then you'll be able to just upgrade the technology. But I bought this iMac, it was used, and it won't let me upgrade Lightroom. It won't let me upgrade any of the stuff on it. So I had to shoot in JPEG for the first time. And so there was a lot that I couldn't even recover. I had to put it in black and white because I couldn't recover the information as much.
Pixels. Yep.
Yeah, this was the most frustrating. Even though I was kind of pleased with the results, it frustrated me the most because, like I said, I hadn't shot for so long, so my quality wasn't up to my standards. And then there was some shots I felt like if I had shot in RAW, I would have been able to save them, but I couldn't because I had to shoot in JPEG because my computer won't let me edit. It won't even import them into Lightroom unless they're in JPEG. Like it sucks, and that's why I'm in a bad situation right. Like I told you, I'm behind. I'm not working. I'm doing odd jobs right now, so I'm like I can't even buy the a new computer. But I'm gonna get there eventually. I'm gonna get there, but it's just right now I'm in a down spot. But everything's gonna work out. I'm not sad or down about it. I know everything will work out sooner or later.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, I think we've been on here about 2.5 hours, man. But I want if you have any message that you'd like to give to the world. I know you said how archery it ties in with life. That was a blessing. You talked about group dynamics and how how that works. Oh, I wanted to ask you. I had forgot. I want to ask you one question. When it came to group dynamics, how well does being married play into that? Like, does it benefit you more to be married in those situations, or does it not matter if you're just shacking
I
up
would.
with your girl?
I think it depends on the person. For me
Uh huh.
personally, I'm a person who believes in marriage. I
Yeah.
do. I believe in partnership and dedicating your life to someone. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, as a kid, I didn't want to
Yeah.
be a basketball player. I didn't want to be a police. I didn't want to be. I said I wanted to be a dad.
Yeah.
I wanted my own family.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was raised for business. My parents raised me to do business. They
Uh
didn't
huh.
raise me to be a husband. So
Okay.
that was a learning curve. Let me say that.
Okay.
And how and archery and just growing and therapy and learning self-awareness
Mm-hmm.
um, helped me a lot to communicate to my wife
Mm-hmm.
of who I am and what I like and what I want. You see
Okay.
what I'm saying? So that's a part of my success in this group economic situation, in this community living situation. For me personally, I need, it's not a want, I need a family. I need
Yeah.
my wife. I need my children. I need my animals. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Because without those things, I personally feel like I'm not whole. I
Yeah.
personally feel like if I don't have if I don't have anything to fight for, like fighting for them,
Yeah.
for us to be better, then I'm just out here in the world just doing what the you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm loose.
Yeah.
I'm and I'm calm.
Yeah.
When I don't have them as a structure, I in my past I've created a lot of chaos.
Yeah. Yeah.
I look behind me in certain instances in my journey, and there's a lot of destruction.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
my family, my wife, they're my anchor, they're my guiding point.
Yeah.
You know, they're my north star. It's like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, whatever's going on,
Mm-hmm.
they that's my bigger picture.
Yeah.
So if I'm not doing anything that's go fuck up that bigger picture,
Exactly.
that's go negatively harm that bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when I got that sense of that understanding, when men be like, you know, you want your woman to be your piece, what that is, what I for me, I understood what that meant. Probably about 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't that we want a woman can't be a man's piece.
Yeah.
Period. Period. We have to find. We gotta know
Yeah.
peace for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? We gotta experience peace. That's why I said being out here for me and
Yeah.
archery and everything in totality, like that's me being at peace.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I come, home, all that is my wife adding to my peace and making
Yeah.
sure nothing disturbs it. That's within
Mm-hmm.
her control. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So all that I need. So I
Yeah.
go back to I need my wife. I need my
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it's that structure. It gives
Mm-hmm.
me something to fight for. It gives me something to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
Something that says you need to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a want. You need to be better. Why? Because you got people looking at you.
Yeah.
You got people depending on you. And I look, especially my kids, I look at them as a gift from God. He didn't have to
Mm-hmm.
bless me with kids at
Mm-hmm.
all. And truth be told, like my two daughters, they came after my vasectomy.
Oh snap! So that when you talk about God ordained, that's
You know what I'm saying? They came after vasectomy. See what I'm
yeah,
saying? I was done because I'm like
yeah,
17-year-old father. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Been a father since I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? About to be 40. Oldest is 22. So I've been a parent longer than I've been alive on my own.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so when he was 13, and then we had other boys, it's like, you know what? I always wanted girls. But I said, you know
Yeah.
what? God didn't have it in our plans. We done.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
just go ahead and get this done.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. And I kid 4 weeks later, my wife was at work. She's working at a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
She emailed me saying we gonna be expecting. I literally said, and we was having some issues, so we was on the outs. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally said, "What did you buy from Amazon? What did you expect at this point?" You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that was my daughter, my 9 year. You know what I'm saying? That was my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And then the little one that just keep coming over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had moved down here to Texas first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we were actually separated.
Oh, okay.
You see, life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I came down here, was getting things. You know, the business that we had down here was booming. Things was running. Blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Came down here, and then they came a year later, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. You know, we had went to therapy, got our stuff situated, got to, you know what I'm saying, got it right.
Yeah.
Well, she comes down here. It was midsummer, Texas. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She's not really a heat person.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking, we just thinking it's her getting used to the heat. Now, mine, you know what I'm saying? But she was pregnant,
Yeah.
right? So this whole different uncomfortable conversation. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? I've been down here. You've been up there. Now I
Yeah,
am going back. I am going back and forth. Now,
yeah,
I even got a job working for Delta because I'm
hmm,
like I can fly free.
yeah,
So so I was doing the bag thing with for Delta
hmm,
because I'm like, hey, give me the flight benefits because
yeah, exactly.
I was going back home so much. I'm like, this is getting a little expensive, and I'm not.
Mm,
That's a 15-hour drive.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm like free flights and just pay taxes for international flights. Anyway, so I'm back home every 3 days.
yeah,
I'm man, I'm tripping. I'm going because I'm flying. I'm going
yeah,
everywhere, right?
yeah,
And so when she come back, she pregnant. She pregnant, and so it's a whole other conversation. So
yeah,
not only we got the vasectomy, but then we were separated. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We was together, but
yeah,
living. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Uh,
Understandably.
so it was just a different conversation.
Hmm.
Then that was my daughter. Like I
Yeah,
said, I love my sons, but I always wanted girls. I feel
yeah,
like girls, and I think it's because of how I grew up too. Because we have more women in our family,
yeah.
and from what I know from my own traumas,
Hmm.
I'm like that's all black men do is take.
Hmm.
Now, like I said, this is coming from the South Side of Chicago and growing up with all that I had to grow up with and seeing what I had to see. You know what I'm saying? All the murders and everything else, drug
Yeah.
abuse, everything else.
Oh, did we lose him? Dang, he was getting good. I think we lost him. Yancey, you froze. We might have lost him, y'all. Let me see. Might have to remove him. I'm gonna see if I can remove him and bring him back. Uh, darn, it was getting good. If we gotta edit, I'm not editing that part out. We don't do no editing here. We just gonna rock with. Let's see what happened. Got him froze on the screen. Yeah, he looks like he removed himself. Let's see if we can get him back. We gonna see. I'm telling him like, do I need to wrap it up? Ooh, how y'all doing, man? I know y'all hate that downtime. This is new for me. I know I could probably pause it and keep going, but that's just this is my first time where we've had this happen, and so we just gonna learn to deal with things as they come. You know, I know somebody gonna tell me say pause, just in case, and we'll see if we can get him back. Hope your day has been going well. I don't know what a day it is for you. I don't know if it's night, morning, or afternoon, but hope you're having a blessed one. I hope this podcast has been a blessing to you. I hope you like, share, and subscribe. I hope you buy the merch. I don't have any merch yet, but maybe there'll be merch by the time this is published. We'll see. Need your support. Y'all heard I'm not working. I'm, I'm begging for change, not just playing. Hey, but hey, if you want to throw some dollars my way, I ain't gonna goddamn look the other way. Might get a shirt to say "Help a brother out." But it just is what it is, man. Not fair. God got me. God got us. God got you. Nah, if he don't write me back, if he don't join back in, let's say 2 minutes, we'll just wrap it up. You know what I mean? Just gonna ramble. What I wish I could do. I don't know how to do it just yet. I wish I knew how to pull up stuff like people do. I'm still new, so I don't know how to pull up like my screen. How people like to do, and they like to add that stuff. I don't know how to do that yet, so I would do that, but I don't know how. I'm a boomer that was born in the millennial era, so I don't know how to do those things. I gotta get somebody to teach me. If y'all know how to do it, then hit me up on a DM on Twitter, and then you tell me how to do that. Chad, if you see this, show me how to do that jump, man. Or Iggy, if you see it, show me how to do that jump, man. Help a brother out. I consider it reparations from you. Still gonna have to collect from the other white folk, but this will be your part. You don't have to pay no more into it. He just wrote me back. His phone died. Ah, so all right, he about to show back up. All right, all right. He'll be back soon. I'm hoping y'all enjoying it. I'm hoping I've been able to provide a quality show for you guys. And this is the Duke Lucas. Nice Red Dirt Dialogues. The Duke Lucas Show. That doesn't sound too catchy. Sound like the Dick Van Dyke Show. Yeah, I used to stay up late night, watch Nick at Night. I Love Lucy. All the classics. Dick Van Dyke Show. Mary Tyler Moore. All the people with three names. All that. He should be back here soon. Let me make sure I wrote him back. I'm the type to look at the message and be like, "Oh yeah, I replied," but I ain't even reply. But I replied, "Well, I'm back soon." Then we'll wrap it up. We'll let y'all go about y'all way. I don't know if it's a good thing that I most of my recordings have been 2.5 hours, but I like to talk. People like to talk to me, and it just we just have a good conversation. It lasts pretty long. Pause, and it just is what it is. If you don't like these longer ones, apply to work with me. Do an internship. You can cut these. You can clip these for me because I'm too lazy to do it, and I don't like listening to myself. So I don't want to go back and I don't want to go back and clip them up. But you can do that for me if you really love me. You do that for me. And I don't know where he is. I mean, yeah, help a brother out. You ain't got to send money. Help me clip these shows, and I can put them on Instagrams and TikToks before they ban it. And you help me go viral, I'm gonna help you go viral. You feel me? Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. No diddy. Yeah, I don't mean to be rude. I just want y'all to know I love you. Anybody told you today, just know I love you. Hey, somebody, you gotta hear. If you ain't hear from your loved ones and your friends, just know I love you, and I mean it when I say it. I don't just say that word. I don't just throw that phrase out flippantly. It comes from the heart. Where is we trying to get him back on the show? Trying to get him back on the show. Let's see. I got other people writing me right now talking about we're gonna have some good guests, man. I'm not gonna have people on here just to have people on here. I don't want to be one of those people. I don't, I like the griff. I like the griff. I like the light side of the griff. That's the side of the griff. I don't want to join the dark side of the griff. People lose their soul on that side. I don't want to be on that. But I just want to do something that I feel is positive, helpful for people. And if I make a little change, I don't do it for the money because I ain't making no money right now. But if I could make some money, that'd be cool. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest with you. Working on warehouses sucks. I'm a creative, and being a creative in those environments, it can be kind of draining. But it just, right now it just is what it is. I'm not above manual labor. Like I was just baling some hay not too long ago. I was cutting tree limbs. I got to use a chainsaw for the first time. Yeah, that was a new experience. Throwing them in the wood chipper. What's good? There you go. Let me add him to the stage. What's good?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah, hey,
I knew
I
I
was
knew
like,
that phone, I knew that phone was gonna die.
it's all good. And the thing, I was like, I could pause it, but I just been rambling for like the last 5 minutes. Just been talking. If you go back and listen to it, you'll just hear me rambling. But it is what it is. Do you remember where you were?
Yeah, let me see. Let me see. I know I was talking about family.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember you
okay.
say
Yeah, I was
go
talking
ahead.
about I was talking about basically my traumas, basically that coming from back home. I'm trying to think of the point I was making though. Now I'm lost.
I remember you
Now
said.
I'm
You remember you was
lost.
talking about your wife. Y'all was having issues. She came back. You was traveling back and forth, and
Yeah.
because
Yep.
I was
And,
talking. Because I remember I asked you. I was like, "There's a benefit more to have a
oh,
family?"
so yeah, I was talking about vasectomy. I was saying like
Yeah,
the girls. Like I always wanted girls. But
yeah,
I didn't want boys.
yeah,
Um, because that was my my trauma told me that's all black men do is take.
yeah,
And I find it easier to deal with women for the simple fact just because there's more women in my family.
yeah.
And God just had a different plans, man.
Mhm,
So he gave me my daughters after my
mhm.
vasectomy, and it's definitely blessings. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
definitely added a whole different dynamic to my life and
yeah,
me as a human.
yeah.
And after the fifth window, he was like, "We done, we done." And uh, because I'm like, I always wanted a big family, but you realize
Yeah.
how much of a toll a family is when you're like an
Mhm,
active parent
mhm.
and you're not just like a provider. You like being.
Yeah,
It's like it's a
yeah.
lot. It's a lot.
Mhm.
But I still feel like girls are a lot more easier than boys. People like there's a way to them girls become teenagers. You'll see.
Yeah, I hear that.
I feel like with my daughters, they're open with their feelings, and
Mhm.
so to me, they're a lot more easier to.
Yeah.
It's a lot more to deal with, but they're a lot more easier to connect with. With
Mhm.
my boys, me having conversations, deep conversations with them,
Yeah.
they don't give you a lot to go off of. You see
Mm-mm.
what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
And
Yeah.
so it's like, did it land? Did it not land? How you
Yeah.
feel? How you really feeling? You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
ask my boys like, how was your day? It's cool.
Mhm.
I grab one of my daughters. Hey, how was your day? It's getting begins a list of things we going down, and it's like
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And so all that added to me, man. But you know what I'm saying? We here now. It's like
Mhm.
if my wife she got herself fixed too, so we not.
Yeah.
They said it can still happen, but I'm like,
Yeah.
if it happens, then God said he just got jokes. He says
Yeah.
he got jokes. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Cause we got our what they say we got our what they said what was that thing? It was like if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plan. Cause God got His will. We got our own will, but God got a will too for us. And
Yeah.
it ain't nothing we can do to stop it.
He's like, did nobody tell you to go get a vasectomy? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because a vasectomy goes real quick. It was really
Mhm.
like 15 minutes.
Oh
I
yeah.
wanted to go play. I wanted to go play basketball after. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I was feeling good, but
Yeah.
it's like, nah, I'm gonna go home and chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you just can't kind of go on your own plans because God
Yeah.
put you in a different direction, different path. So I say all that to say, like, I'm grateful for where I am.
Mhm.
Now, when it took all the lives and everything lost, to get to this place and
Yeah.
the heartaches, and that's bringing it on myself and something that I did not bring on myself. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, damn, as you're going through that stuff, it's difficult. But I can say, like looking back on it now, Um, at one point in time in my life, I look back and I saw nothing but destruction. Like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
I'm fucking up. I'm creating a lot of hells for myself. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um, but now, making the right corrections,
Yeah.
and being at peace
Yeah.
and living in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Life is a lot differently. So I can
Yeah.
look behind me and I can smile. It could be something I'm grateful for, and I'm honored to look behind me and say I've done well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
just
that's
from the outside looking in, I can say you doing well. Like I told you, like I really mean when I said you an inspiration to me. Like when I see what you're doing, I'm like, okay, I'd like I'm not the envious type. Like that's I don't never look at nobody and be like, I want his
like
what you
right.
got. I'm like, I want something similar. I want my own of what he what like what you have. Like I don't even know if I want as much land as you got, but I just want a little land. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you know, man. People say like, man, how did you like? Why you got that much? I'm like, it be at first it was like I said, we started with 12 and a half, and
Yeah.
it's like you know what, like good, but then it's like you start to like I said, the tax game, and
Hmm.
it's like, you know what, I'm gonna play that game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it's not hurting me, and
Yeah.
so you
Exactly.
be get to the point you just start adding on and adding on. You know what I'm saying? You just start buying and buying and buying, and it's like okay, and it's like it's just a tax game. So it's not even something that we was planning for because it wasn't a foresight that we seen with
Hmm.
being out in the country. You know what I'm saying? First of all, you taking folks from Midwest and up north, and you bringing them to the South.
Yeah.
Texas of all places. And when you're born up north, you know, people try to scare the hell out of you about coming south. Like, you going to Jim Crow, Texas? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Why there
Yeah.
of all places, right? Um, and so life just changed. Like, and when we
Yeah.
first came down here, we stayed in the city.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and just out of habit, we stayed in the city. You know what I'm saying? We stayed in black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we go straight to the hood. You know? And what's crazy is, and so learn, and then you get to lay of the land,
Hmm.
because you know we don't know what to expect from Texas. We only know what we hear from Texas.
Yeah.
So we at least want to go to some familiarity, so to speak, as far as
Hmm.
being amongst your own,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And unlike so in Minnesota, um, it's not segregated, but it's like you'd be hard pressed to find like a black suburb, so to speak, or
Yeah.
like that. But here in Texas, it's like excuse me, let me go back. Let me not just limit it to a black suburb.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, you have the haves and you have the have-nots.
Yeah.
So you know it's a very clear distinction of where you live.
Yeah.
Seriously, in Minnesota, right? Well, in Texas, that's not a clear distinction at all.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because everybody is mixed together. When I say
Hmm.
everybody is mixed together, and for me, it was almost a culture shock coming down here because I get to see black people on a large scale, people that look like me on a large scale that is doing well,
Yeah.
and it's like whoa, like, and then you get to start doing the research about just Texas. Well, I'm in North Texas, so Dallas Fort Worth,
Yeah.
and it's like wait a minute, y'all got it's black suburbs out here.
Hmm.
I ain't ever lived no place where it was a black suburb.
And it's
Let
not
me go over there
violent.
and see.
And it's not violent like how people try to say, "Oh, black culture is violent." Like anytime if black people are there, there's gonna be destruction. Like, nah, it's black, and we getting money, and we taking our kids
Yeah,
to nice schools. We take care of our
I'm
lawn.
like, let me go over there. So
Yeah.
like my mom, she was staying in basically urban, so Dallas side. I was always keen to over here to Fort Worth side. So I'm driving an hour plus. I'm like, let me
Hmm.
go see this black
Yeah.
suburb. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
go over here to see the Hill de Soto. And I go over there, I'm like this. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like this is dope. And of course, like I said, I'm already in my own head about my own traumas. So
Hmm.
when you say a black suburbs, I'm thinking the only thing I got to go off of is literally Chicago and Minnesota. So
Hmm.
I'm thinking just a regular normal black neighborhood. Nah, these is totally different.
Hmm.
It's levels different,
Yeah.
and it's like, hey, this is dope.
Yeah.
And just going around Texas, and then you getting to meeting people, just people, period. And you realize the people are way more genuine than anybody I've experienced up north,
Yeah.
as a collective, as a whole. And I'm like, that just got me. The culture of Texas just got me seriously. And I'm like, to get me to go back up north, it would take a lot. When I say a
Yeah.
lot, I'm talking about burning crosses, lynchings. You know what I'm saying? Like it would take a lot. I feel like down here I'm at home because
Mhm.
I feel like down here is I want to say real diversity
Yeah.
um, because it 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 changes your mindset. It shows you
Yeah.
totally different than what narratives tell you.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah.
like. So life is definitely different up north than it is south, and the narratives up north is way different than what the truth is of the south.
Yeah.
So I'll take down here at any time. I'll take any human down here anytime over up north.
Yeah. Well, hey, we it's almost we at 250. That's what I'm talking about. I think this was the longest one we've had. I got to go back and check and see the one with Goldstein. But man, I'm telling you, I had a great time talking with you. I learned
Yeah.
a lot. I don't like hearing myself talk, but I'm definitely gonna have to go back and re-listen to this because you put a lot of free game out there, man. And I'm gonna have to have my family listen to it too. I'm like, hey, he gave out a lot of free game. I want y'all to listen. I want y'all to share it with your kids too. I mean, I want to do it with all the shows, but I know specifically this one has a lot that can resonate with my family, personally. So I appreciate you, come, you didn't even like. When did I write you? Like 2 days ago?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were like, oh yeah, yeah, let's do it. Boom, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't even have to
Yeah.
wait.
Let's
That's
do it.
what's up. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because what you gotta understand, like the pushback you go get people, because a lot of people do say just with this. People like,
mhm,
man, I couldn't do that with my family. This is what you need to use. Even if we all lived on the same block, if you got a problem with cousin Johnny, you know what I'm saying, your uncle, whatever,
yeah,
we live on the same block. You ain't got to come to my house.
exactly.
You can drive right past it. It's the same
Mm-hmm,
thing with living on the same land.
mm-hmm,
Everybody got their own house. Look,
mm-hmm,
it's about these kids. It's about us
mm-hmm,
having something um, that'll last. It's about
mm-hmm,
us building our own culture, cultivating our
mm-hmm.
own culture, and learning and moving forward is something that we can literally hand down. Because here's the thing, we can you building together. So we
Mm-hmm.
are establishing something we're building together for our greater good. We ain't gotta like each other. It
Exactly.
ain't about our beef. It has to be
Yeah,
way better, bigger than adult misunderstandings.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But man, I think that's good, man. I appreciate you. I don't think I got any more questions. You got any questions for me before we get on out of here?
Nah, man, I'm good.
All right, then, man. You have a good one.
I,
Well, I
I
ain't gotta take care of the family. You already doing that. Just, just,
yeah,
just keep doing you.
I appreciate you, man.
All right. You take it easy.
One. Yep.